On tonight's episode of the Gamecasters, we talk about some hot new games, we crawl inside Natalie's nook, and then we end the show with our top 5 space games. Stay tuned.
Well, hello there, gamers, and welcome to episode 69 Eve. We're getting so close, so we should keep going and going until we get there. Don't worry, I'll be as gentle as I can. My name is Ryan, and I'm here with Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, and if you've never listened to our show before, this is your first time, the best way to describe us would be probably that scene in Willy Wonka where they're on the boat in the chocolate river in that tunnel. We start off like, oh, this is going to be fun, and then Jeff and Natalie are at the back rowing faster and faster, and I'm at the helm looking at you like, well, you might die in here.
Yeah,
and now you're all scared, but you can't go anywhere to free yourself, or you'll get trapped in a plastic tube that might shoot you to the incinerator. We're like that. Wouldn't you say?
That is a scary
I know.
part.
I thought about that, though, and I'm like, that aptly kind of describes us. We're just like in that tunnel.
I like that.
Rowing.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, right?
I'm fine with that position.
Okay, that's good. So, kind of like fun, but terrifying. I would like to hear what adjective people would use to describe us. Because fun and terrifying is kind of what I would use. Those are probably the two words I would use. But so I want you to, right now, do me a favor, make a story asking what adjectives people would use to describe us. And we'll read them on the show, this show.
What?
So, you're talking to me and Natalie,
Yeah,
not the two people listening.
Not
Not the two people that listen to our show.
Not the person listening.
Listen, Joe, you don't have to do that.
Yes, Jeff and Natalie, I want you to put a story and just say, what adjectives would you use to describe us? We'll read some on the show. I'm expecting things like disgusting, sexy, obnoxious, farty, but I'd really like to know what people have to say.
I'm going to record you.
Live and in person.
I was going to say, how do we like...
I'm going to record
Oh, that's a good
you.
idea. Okay.
All right, so I'm recording Ryan. We're recording the show.
Okay,
Ryan,
so we
what
are
doing?
live recording right now. The recording is not live, it's a recording, but we are recording the show right now. What I want to know is what adjective would you use to describe our show? What adjective? A noun descriptor. An adjective describes a noun, okay? Does everybody know what those are? Tell us what adjective describes us.
All right, I'll drop a little question in there.
Cool. Well, that's good. So, have you ever seen that thing? I don't know if it's I don't know where maybe it's a video. It's like where you text somebody, but you only hit the center button. You know, the
yes,
autofill.
I've seen that. Yeah, hit it like 10 times, right? The autofill 10 times.
Yeah, hit the autofill over and over and over again. I did that with Natalie earlier today, and I want to tell you what it said. Let me find it. So I texted Natalie, and it was just a random... She didn't know I was doing this, so she gets this text, and she's like, what on earth is that? So here's what it says. Here's my Venmo. And I was like, I don't know what to do with my dad, and I am going to be a little late, but I can get it to you tomorrow if you want to come over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
The last part has to be not you hitting the middle.
It would have just hit over and over and over and over again.
Over and over and over.
Yeah. So yeah, I said that to Natalie, and she's like, what the hell is that? So I want to do that. I want to do that middle button game with us, except instead of a middle button game, we will just all three of us say one word and tell whatever happens. Just whatever comes out of our mouth is what it's going to be. So we are going to tell a story, the three of us, Rory Story Cube style, except we do not have cubes. We're going to play the middle button game on your cell phone, but with no cell phones, just live. I'm going to say a word. You're going to say a word. Jeff's going to say a word. I'm going to say a word. You're going to say a word, and it's going to tell a story.
Up in our head?
We're just...
I don't have to like...
Well, I don't know if I know all the words. I don't know the word. I don't know the words. What's the right...
I know my letters.
I know you know your letters, but I don't know if I know the words.
All you have to know is a few words, and everything will be fine. I'm going to start it off. We're going to see where it takes us.
Just say the first thing that comes to your...
Yeah, say the first thing that comes to your head that, well, I mean, you know, if it makes sense with the word before it. But I wonder how long it will take to devolve into, like, vagina and penis.
Probably
very quickly.
Probably
three
the third
words.
word it gets to me.
The first one that Ryan
Well, yeah,
says
the
will
one... It'd be the
vagina.
fourth
Well, I'm going to start
word.
it off.
Okay, with vagina. My.
Yeah.
Natalie's. No.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Ready? First word.
Okay.
Once.
There.
Was.
A.
Penis.
Named.
It was. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay, so...
It was you. Did you think it was going to be
penis.
you?
No.
Let's start over. Okay, we're gonna do the same words until we get to penis. Okay. Once.
until we get the
Wait,
penis.
what?
We're
Do it
gonna
again.
same thing.
Until we get the
Yeah,
penis.
and then we'll keep going. Once.
There.
Was
A.
Penis.
named,
Ricky.
Who?
loved,
Penis.
So.
much.
It.
Squirted.
Oh my Natalie!
It's you. I did not.
How can you fall
I'm saying like these like nice words like it and the. I guess I said penis.
So it squirted.
Okay, squirted.
I'm gonna go all over. Like I'm gonna combine it. Now you can say literally
Anything.
anything.
You can say friends.
In your head, you're like, should I just say penis again?
Right, I know.
Can the penis
I
who
think
loves
she was-
penis squirt all over my penis?
It's a riddle at that point.
Yeah.
Floor.
Okay.
Okay, where are we? The penis
The penis
squirted all
squirted
over
over
the
my
floor,
floor.
and
Then
It.
cleaned
itself.
With.
Clorox.
Wipe.
period.
Okay, that's it. That was great. That-
Penis cleaned itself with a Clorox.
So the penis sprayed all over.
Yeah, the penis who loves penis.
Yep, sprayed all over.
Squirted.
Squirted all over the
sorry.
floor, and
All
then
over the floor
cleaned up the squirt.
itself.
Yeah, cleaned up itself. Oh, not the squirt. Oh yeah, cleaned up itself.
Yeah, cleaned up itself
With
with
a Clorox
Clorox.
wipe.
Well, there's little dribbles that come out. It doesn't care
Yeah.
about the floor. The floor is
So
not his.
you know,
I
he packed
wanna
up his
do
balls and he
Wasn't
left.
on the floor.
I want to do it again.
Okay, let's do it one more time. Let's do it one more time.
Okay.
Ready? I'll start. Every
Buddy.
Penis. Okay, sorry. I thought you was gonna say penis right away.
Well, I guess everybody's one word. Or is it not?
every penis.
Yeah,
Well, it's
everybody.
one
That's
word
fine.
once you get to it. I don't care.
Okay.
No, don't say buddy. Don't say
Okay.
buddy. Unless you're talking about buddy.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
Every
what was the
person's
first word
pal.
again?
Every. So every.
Cracker.
Natalie.
Is
Racist.
there you go.
Wait.
The end.
Yep. Period.
Let's start over.
Oh, let's start. Let's start.
We're not gonna have a show.
No, read it.
We're
Read it.
not
read it,
having
read
a
it.
show.
2.5
We're just
hours
doing
in this.
this.
Welcome.
That's all it is.
Okay, go.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Flowers.
No.
What?
Okay,
Do
well,
you want
you
to just tell
start,
the story
Natalie.
about yourself?
Yeah,
Do
why don't you just
want
say
us
a
to-
whole bunch of
No,
story
wrong word. You can
Yeah.
say anything you want to.
What are you supposed to say after flowers?
Anything.
Whatever you want. Smell.
Okay.
No, you start.
saying
you know
smell?
what?
Yeah, you start.
Okay.
I don't want to start.
Okay.
This. You start.
Large.
Flowers. Let's go.
Have.
Big.
Stamens. Isn't that a part of a flower?
Oh, I'm like, what is that word?
Isn't that a part of a
Yeah,
flower?
I think it's a
Yeah.
little like.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
okay, Stamens. You get it.
stick
No,
to
no.
that.
I was thinking John
Yep.
Stamos for some reason. Okay. So was it flowers have large stamens?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
They.
Love.
donkeys.
Balls.
Donkey's balls.
It's always Natalie.
It's always Natalie.
It's Natalie's. That's what you
Maybe
look
this
at
is
her.
it.
Look at her. She's just
Now, why don't you
cracking
just
up
tell
over
us a
there.
dirty limerick
Yeah,
or
I
a dirty
know.
story or
Move
something?
on, move on.
Are you
She
sure you
wanted
want
to
to
do it 10
again?
times in a row.
I know. Let's do it one more time,
Yeah.
Natalie. Flowers. Why didn't you say
Flowers,
penis or
that's
balls?
stupid.
Donkey's balls.
Donkey balls.
What are you supposed to say after a donkey? Except for ball
Why
or
do you?
penis.
You can
You can say
literally
anything.
say any word in the entire English language that makes sense, which is almost anything.
But you went with donkey balls.
You went with balls.
So, donkey balls. Donkey balls it is.
So, Jeff, what's been up, dude?
Well, I want to start by congratulating our very own Ryan James on his first point
Oh yeah,
in the painting competition.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got one.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. It feels amazing. I did not win the overall best paint job, but I did
Doesn't matter.
win
It's
the
a
best
point.
the mini that was painted closest to the card.
Yeah.
And it was.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I got both of your votes. How much did I
Yeah.
pay you for them?
$20.
It was like
What'd you get?
$20 for Jeff.
You know.
Some cunnilingus for now.
Oh, Natalie is in a mood.
I know. That's
I'm
like
liking
the
it. We
eighth-
should record episode 68 and 69 tonight.
Oh, she's drinking wine.
Oh, perfect.
That's why.
Okay, so this.
Okay, typically we record at like 11 a.m., but it is now like
So
8 p.m.
I'll bring over like a mimosa when we record at 11.
Ooh, mimosa's my favorite.
Okay.
Oh my God.
This has happened. Episode 69, we are having mimosas,
Those
I
are my
guess.
favorite drinks.
Can we 69 after episode 69?
Oh my God.
You, right here. They want the
During.
people want to hear.
Oh, God. I'll just sit here.
God.
Well, hello there,
What are you
gamers.
doing up
Well, hello
there,
there,
Jeff?
uncomfortable gamers.
Ryan and Natalie are upstairs while I'm down here.
I can hear
I will
everything.
be your sole host for the next 6 to 8 minutes.
He's like narrating.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate that you have that faith
Yeah.
in me.
6 to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I got a point. I'm so happy to get that monkey off my back. Ben now has 7 or 6. Natalie has 2 less than him. So you have...
I think I only have 3.
Does he only have 5 then, maybe? Maybe he only has 5. Because I think he has 2...
Yeah, I think I have
No,
3.
he got 1 and you didn't this week. So he has 6, right.
Okay.
He has 6. You have 3. Kevin has 2.
He doesn't have 3?
Maybe he has 3 too. And I
I
have
thought
1.
we were tied.
Who knows?
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
who
I
knows?
don't know.
I think you're one
ready.
up on him. So yeah, that ends in a couple weeks. We have 2 more miniatures left.
Yeah.
Who are the
we have
last 2?
Taskmaster and
the
Hulk.
one, the one's
Okay.
no
Yeah,
one's ever
Taskmaster,
heard
the
of.
one no one knows
Yeah,
who that is.
he's a rare. Not rare is not the right word, but more unknown.
Right.
Yeah.
Than like
I think
it's weird
he's
that he was in the base box.
Yeah, I thought so
really
too.
weird.
thought
I
it'd be
think
like
he's
a
going to show
more
up in the
known-
You know,
Black Widow movie.
Doctor Strange. Like I felt like they could have put other.
Yeah, they should have just
Taskmaster
gone
is
hard
a,
and make it
He's a bad
an
guy.
Avenger
a
thing.
bad guy. But yeah,
Yeah,
you could put
that's
like
true.
Loki or
Yeah, Loki would have been a
Thanos.
cool one.
Loki
to
would
put
have
in
been
there.
sweet. They could have low-key put him in.
Oh, baby.
Okay, so what have you been up to, my friend?
Well, probably just watching TV.
Okay.
So
have to
this
ask
is
yourself.
summer vacation
Yeah,
is
summer
the
break.
time of like normal syndication TVs are kind of like over now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but this is the season of reality shows that Devin and I watch.
Oh, you do?
So
What are you into?
Big Brother starts
That's still
in a couple
on?
weeks. Yeah.
How many? See, that's at least
Like-
3 seasons.
23.
least. Okay.
I think this is
3.
23.
I think it was either like 3
but,
or 50.
So over the summers, because last year with COVID, they had like a smaller, they did some stuff, but they have like a full on Big Brother season, and then they're doing Survivor later this year that we watched. So we kind of get in the,
That's still on too?
yeah, Survivors they do usually do 2 seasons a year. They're on like 40 something.
Holy
It's got
Holy.
Survivor has to be one of the longest running shows of all time.
It's crazy because it's been on for 20 some years, and they do 2 because they do 2 a year usually. But this is like our time because we just love, I don't know, we love Big Brother and love that.
Mm-hmm.
But we went back on Netflix and we watched this old reality show called The Mole.
Oh yeah, I've heard of the
Do you
Mole.
remember that?
I remember
okay.
the Mole. Yeah.
So I remember it being on because
Mole,
it's
mole,
20 years
mole.
old now. 2001 was the first year it was
Yeah.
on. And I don't remember. I remember it being on and the premise of it, but I don't remember like who the mole was or what this thing is. But we went back and watched season 1 of The Mole, and we just watched season 2. We're like in the middle of season 2. So what it is a group of people are competing to win money, and one person in this group is the mole, and they try to sabotage, but they're trying to blend in. It kind of, to me,
They're the
feels
insider.
like a board game.
Yeah, right.
Like to me, that would be the cool.
Like a
That's like a
social
real life
deduction
board
type
game.
game.
That's why I like escape rooms so much. I feel like that's like
Yeah, you're living
real
out a
life
board game in real life.
You know, it's a real life puzzle
it's
challenge.
like an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
Yeah, I would just think about like I watch it trying to go, all right, would this person sabotage it? Are they just dumb? Did they not do this right? Or, you know, the mole has to be good and help them win sometimes, right? So they're kind of blend in. It's just a cool.
What happens if the mole
cool
is
premise.
terrible? Episode 1. Do they just edit it out? Because like, what if everybody or does the
Everyone
audience
just like
know who
figures
the
it out.
mole is?
No, so they don't. Nobody knows. And then they at the end of each episode they take like a quiz. So everybody on the show takes a quiz, and whoever gets the least amount of questions right about the mole goes home. That's like how they kick people off.
Could the mole themselves go home?
No, they know all the answers because it's
Oh,
all
yeah,
about
right.
them.
Okay,
yeah,
it's
so it's all
about
about them.
them. I
So,
see.
so they go into a private room, and I don't even know if they actually take the quiz, honestly. But they go into a room and just like everybody else, and
I
then they
gotcha.
come out, and then
Yeah.
But it's just fun. It's like our reality kick over the summer.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to just that. It's like dumb TV.
Yeah,
You
shut
just
your
sit
brain
and
off
watch.
Right,
and
you don't
just
have to-
watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's a little bit of board game news came out a few days ago.
Let's hear it.
Lost Runes of Arnak. Got
Getting an expansion.
already.
Oh wow.
That had to be already obviously. In
I'm
the
sure that
works,
they
right?
planned it immediately.
It's
Yeah.
just it's impressive that they. Again, I don't know how many games already have things in mind once they like, oh, we're going to produce this game. We have a little bit of expansion rate. Let's see how it does. Or did they know they were like, we got a hit on our hands?
Yeah,
like,
it might have been
before
like
it even came
this
out, and they were
print
like,
run
let's.
is gone.
Yeah.
like this is something here.
So that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be an instant buy.
When is that coming out? Do you have any idea?
right
Did
now
they
it
release
says
or
it
like
says,
a release date?
they're going to do it at Spiela.
Oh, the Spiel this year?
Yeah.
Oh, so in
So
like October-ish.
I think, and that puts Gen Con only a month from
so there's a chance
there.
you're
So there's a
saying.
chance maybe at Gen Con, maybe they have limited or at
I was
least
gonna
a
say
demo.
they'll be like we flew in 10 copies.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at least a demo maybe to look at and see. So that'd be kind of cool.
That's
to
cool.
That is
be able to
cool.
do.
I'd
but-
kill somebody for that. I think.
Yeah, I push somebody out of the way.
Yeah.
Excuse
Absolutely.
me.
Like if you have to be in a situation for a board game where you'd kill them for it, would this be that one?
I I don't know. That's
It should be the top 5.
I wonder how many games would you kill somebody for?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Pillars of the
Someone
Earth
came in to
expansion
steal
that
my-
I can't
yeah,
ever
you would-
find.
What
Yeah.
5 games would you kill for?
Oh my
Interesting.
gosh. Murder, death, marriage. Murder, fuck,
Kill,
kill.
murder.
You were like,
Murder,
kill,
murder,
death.
murder.
Kill, murder, death.
I think it's murder. Is it all right on the card? Other than that, nothing really. You know,
That is
we're
one of
just
the most
enjoying
menacing
summer
sounds.
vacation and relaxing. I guess trying to get some stuff done around the house.
You know how
little
when
things
you
like
were a
that.
kid on summer break, you had literally no clue what day it was? Is it like
Yeah.
that for teachers?
Yeah, sometimes I get caught where I'll like call one of my brothers or I'll call somebody and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're like, "I'm at
4
work."
in the morning.
Yeah, they're like, "I'm at work." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's Tuesday at 2. Of course you're at
Right,
work.
yeah.
Goodbye. Have a nice day." So that's, but you know, sometimes people get that throughout the year where it's, you know, they're on vacation for a week and whatever. So this is my time to
Yeah.
bug them while I'm on vacation.
Hell yeah,
and
screw
rub
them.
it in, you know?
Screw
Yeah.
those working assholes.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah, in their face.
What a bunch
So, yeah.
of losers.
What's been going on with you
What
guys? Anything?
losers. Yeah, well, so we finished the
Yeah.
Great Pottery Throwdown.
Oh, I have to talk about that.
You watched
did
it?
you watch
Okay, no, I didn't. But I had a good friend of mine. So you know my like best friend growing up, Chad.
Yeah.
His brother
Chad.
Chuck, who has been like one of my best friends since I
Chucky.
was like younger. Yeah. So Chuck, he texted me the other day. He just listened to our show for the first time.
No
Oh,
way.
really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And he mentioned
I hated
that
it.
he's like, Ryan missed something about the Great Pottery Throwdown. And he said that one of his favorite parts of the show is this judge that
he
gets
cries.
emotional over pottery. And
He
it was just
literally
like,
cries.
I'm like,
He cries
I don't think I've
every
ever
single
been emotional
episode.
over pottery. But what Chuck said was funny. He's like, he almost makes you feel bad for not getting emotional
Yeah.
over pottery.
Yeah.
At first, okay, so I'll say this. At the very beginning, when we first watched season 1, I was like, are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
This guy's literally crying like, what an idiot. Like, I
Ryan?
was like, I hate this
Yeah.
guy so much. Now he's my favorite part of the
Yeah.
entire show. Not because he cries. It's more because he's like the best part of the show. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very encouraging. He's very kind.
But it's weird because that's the thing.
Yeah.
When you think of a British show versus an American show, the way that they handle things
Yeah,
is so much more just relaxed.
It's a
and
competition,
kind.
and I feel like in an American show, they're like cutthroat, taking each other down.
they'd have
trash
all-
Same thing with
talking.
like
They'd
the
have all
British
these, like-
baking. All the British
Yeah,
baking ones were
everybody's,
so
like,
easy.
helping
They'd have
each
all
other
these like
out.
American shows would have
Yeah.
all these like talking heads where like, I think Rosa's a piece
All
of
they
shit.
care
Yeah.
about is
And this
drama.
one,
Yeah.
all they do is help each other. They, you know,
Yes. Well,
they send
that's-
somebody home, but they're like, "We love you. You're the greatest
Yeah.
person."
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I don't.
Here's my email address.
I'm not a huge fan of like reality shows because of the drama. Like dramas, I know people love the drama and that's so entertaining for them. That's why these are also popular. But for me, it's more just like it's like
The
stressful. No, it's more like stressful when there's drama. It's just like, oh God.
Well,
you know?
plus if it's like.
and it's a
If
lot
it's
of
like
it's
clearly fake,
Yeah.
you can tell.
Yeah.
Like some
but-
reality
so,
shows
like
are like
this was like a
clearly staged.
refreshing change of pace because everybody was just kind and helpful, and it was just kind of like a lot
British.
of positivity.
But yeah, he'll walk up to these people to judge them, and they have like a vase, and he's like, "Your vase, it's it's wonderful,
And he'll just
beautiful.
cry, yeah.
It's just
It's
beautiful,
brilliant."
mate. It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's so I have a couple things to say.
That's
One,
funny. It is funny, but they all cry
as,
too.
as you get to know the guy, his name is Keith, I think.
Yeah, he is not as annoying
He,
as Keith.
I
think.
He's
It's
awesome.
almost like funny, you know. It's like, oh, here he goes, you
and
know.
he
Here he
laughs at
goes
himself
whining.
every time.
Yeah.
Sure, why am I
He, like,
crying
yeah,
over
he's
this?
He'll be like, okay, I'm gonna walk away now.
Yeah,
But the other thing
brilliant,
I wanted
mate.
to say was Ryan does
has a
not
huge old. Oh.
like when people cry on shows.
What? He doesn't.
No.
You don't
So,
what?
For an example,
I don't
I
like
missed
when
the
people-
word in between.
I don't
Ryan
like when
doesn't,
people-
and then I
he
just
doesn't
heard.
like when people cry on
Oh,
shows.
you don't like-
So, for
I don't know what
example,
you're talking about.
shows like Shark Tank or
No, that's not true.
like
Here's what I don't
Chopped.
like.
He doesn't like when
Ooh.
they have like a
Make your point, and then Ryan has a counterpoint.
Yeah, okay,
Point.
okay.
Talk.
Thanks.
On
Go
deck,
ahead.
yep.
I'll stop.
anytime somebody has like an emotional story they want to say on a show like that, or they like start like crying about something, he's just like, oh God.
Counterpoint.
I have a very big problem with people who. Okay, it's not just the fact that they cry. I don't have an inherent issue with tears. Okay, my problem is
Those
when someone
salty
is
son of a
on a
bitches.
show like Chopped or somewhere in front of a judge, and they have a sob story in front of the judge that is clearly being used to sway them, you know, to get the sympathy vote. You know, everyone has a
Yeah.
freaking sob story. Everybody. You know, but to be like, well, I just had a hard time last year, and now I'm cooking for you all, and it's
having
shut
I'm having
up,
deja
man.
vu. I feel like we might have talked about this when we were watching Chopped, but you know, like on Chopped, they're like, what are you going to do with the money? And somebody might be like, well, I run this charity where it feeds homeless people. And then I remember this one girl, she's like, I have a motorcycle and I want to like get a new exhaust for it.
nice.
And I'm like,
I respect. I respect that. Like, you're a normal person.
Right.
This other person, that like, come on.
it's only
you're
like
just
10
trying to-
grand. It's not like, you know, going to change your life or anything.
10 grand's pretty sweet. I would take 10 grand.
I'll take
But
10
yes,
grand.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
I know,
agree.
but it's not going to like
Yeah, that stuff drives
Yes,
me.
it's not. You're
take
not
you
going to
out
quit
of
your job.
poverty or
Every
something.
time I see that, I'm just like, let me play the fiddle for you. This is very disingenuous. You're crying on national television about something just to try to win 10 grand.
it's just
And
like-
I see through your bullshit.
every time it's like an audible like and home improvement sound, you know.
I am also.
Yeah.
I should be an inherent member. I should be like an honorary member of the Board Game Snobs because I'm just a life snob. When I'm watching TV, I just am critiquing the shit out of everything.
Didn't you say your mom?
My
did
mom was
that?
like that. Yeah, I guess
Really?
I get TV critiquing. That's a gene apparently that I inherited from her. We used to watch like Wheel of Fortune and stuff
Jeopardy.
because she loved Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. And anytime anyone would say anything that wasn't exactly perfect, she'd get them. She'd be like, "Oh God, you stupid son of a," and I'm like, "It's clearly this." And I used to be like, "Geez, mom," but now I'm
It's
just
me
like
going,
her.
geez.
But then to like
Ryan."
real people, she was like the nicest person
Oh,
on the
yeah,
planet.
super
But yeah,
nice.
when it's someone you don't know and they can't hear me, I love
Easy to
just
do.
Yeah,
ripping
it's
on
just
people.
fun. Yeah. Oh man, is it
Yeah.
fun to
Ugh.
just dogpile on some poor loser with a
In your
sob
face.
story? Buy some more, you little baby. Are you
I-
timing out or is that
No,
your hand? Okay.
I want to say some things.
Say some
Okay.
things.
Okay, another
like this
thing
hand
that
raise
we've
method.
been doing is
Fucking-
Ryan
Yeah,
and
I knew that was coming.
on the PS5.
I looked over there. I even like, sorry.
We've been playing a game called It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Have we talked about that?
Nope.
Okay. We've been playing a game called It Takes Two on the PS5, and it's like a 2-player game. And I don't play video games. He tried to play that game Portal with me, and I couldn't even
Stupid
move
Portal.
around.
She
I couldn't
couldn't
even
look.
stand on a button. So
She's like, I'm just looking at the floor. I'm like, well, look at the wall. How do you do that? I'm like,
'cause is it
use that
double
stick.
joystick?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's like, I got to use 2 of these. Ugh. Now her problem is the camera. She's like, I have to make the camera go. Why doesn't the camera just follow me? Why doesn't it look where I want it to look?
Yeah.
well,
like, well, we're in a
his
three-dimensional
point
space,
was
and you
like,
don't have to-
like
it's not
that's
gonna
like a
know.
normal video game thing, but like I'm not a
Right.
video gamer, so like to me, this is the first game I've ever played to do that. So it's not. It's like
It's
so
funny.
much work for me to like move the camera.
Sweating.
around.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I got to move. Oh, I ran to the wall again.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it stresses her out because I get through it on the very first go, and I'm sitting there waiting, and then so I'm watching her now.
like,
I'm just like
and so she's
dying.
like doubly
Yeah,
stressed.
in this
Yeah.
game, like you can't
Takes
can't
two.
really die.
It takes two.
So
Takes two
like
people to do it.
you like could die and then you come back,
Heard
and
that
then
song.
you die and then you come back and then you die. So I'll be like trying to get through something and I'm just dying
Die
100 times,
And then you're just standing at the end
he's
waiting.
just waiting, and I'm like,
Eventually,
"Ah!"
I'll just like we'll be sitting next to each other, and I won't say anything. I'll just put my hand out, like give me the fucking controller,
Like, come on.
and then she'll give it to me, and I'll do it. And then she's
Once
like,
you get a
"Okay,
hang
thanks."
of it, maybe it'll come more naturally.
We've been playing for about
Maybe.
8 hours,
And
maybe
has
9
it?
hours. So far.
Nothing.
I know.
Okay.
I'm always like, oh, I pushed the wrong button. He's like, how do you not
I'm
know
like,
the
there's like
buttons?
4 buttons.
There's not a ton of buttons.
Well, I had
Yeah,
still
it's like, there's an X, there's a circle, there's a triangle,
okay,
there's a
well,
square.
first of
Just
all,
imagine you memorize an entire keyboard.
I know.
There's a lot less on that one. This has like circle, X, square. There's a lot
let
less
me
Better
buttons.
children's shapes.
Let
Yeah.
me just justify it. I don't know what other
There's
video
colors too. You just
games-
want to go with the colors.
I don't know
Blue.
what other video games are like, but yes, there's only 4 buttons. But in this particular video game, you're doing all these different missions where each mission, the things that the buttons do change.
Yeah, we're just
so
giving
it's
you
not
shit.
like their
It's
4
com-
buttons
yeah,
are
it-
like
it's
the
definitely
same.
Always jump, always whatever.
Yeah, we're
it's
giving
like
you
always
shit.
different.
We're giving you shit, but it's fun.
But it is really fun. I am enjoying
It's a great
it.
time. It's something fun that we can do together with our clothes on, which there's not that many of those things, you know?
It's a short list.
Yeah. It's just play everything to do with
The
games.
occasional board game, video game,
Games,
Yeah.
bang.
painting.
Right.
Oh, painting. No, you guys do that naked.
Yeah, naked. That's always
Yeah, I've seen it
for
stream.
sure. Yeah.
I knew you were trying. I knew you were
streaming.
trying to get to certain my followers. I knew it.
Speaking of streaming, I'm streaming again. You can check me out at twitch.tv/Gamecasters. And the goal is to stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I'm not streaming tonight because we're recording the podcast right now.
On a
I'm going to be
Thursday.
playing video games, board games, watching videos, interacting with everybody that decides to come on. I'm trying to get affiliate status. So if you're out there and you have a Twitch account and don't follow Gamecasters, it would mean a lot to me if you just would go there again, twitch.tv/Gamecasters and give me a follow. It doesn't cost you any money. It's not subscribing to me. Follow is essentially like subscribing on YouTube.
Yeah, you would get like a notification.
I
right,
would
if
get a
you went.
notification, and then so I get affiliate status if I get 50 followers. I think I currently have 45. But I just upped my game. I got some nice overlays, so it all looks super legit now. I'm also pushing all the Twitch VODs videos to the Gamecasters YouTube channel, which we have. So you can go ahead and subscribe to the Gamecasters YouTube channel to see videos you may have missed on the stream. We also may upload other videos there that you will definitely be interested in. So follow us on Twitch and sub to us on YouTube.
Did you already say this? What do you get as an affiliate?
Yeah, so
Something.
affiliate status gives me the option to then get subscribers, which is just cash money.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I just want that cash money. Any way we can get money from you people is we're going to do it. So how else can you
You can
give
just
me
message
your
us.
money?
We'll send you what our Venmo is. Just send us money.
Yeah. Speaking of Venmo, I got Venmoed 69 cents about a couple hours ago from Ben Kennard.
You know what? You deserved it.
You do. You do.
There was
Well
no
earned.
context.
All right,
there
guys.
was nothing. It
On
was just
episode
69 cents.
69, if you want to Venmo us 69 cents too, we will
Well,
give
just
out
think
our
of it.
Venmo.
If all of you Venmo us 69 cents,
What's 69 times
we'll have
3?
like $2. So, have you been playing any games
Oh, yeah.
lately?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Games.
I don't think that I have seen anything that you've played.
Guess what?
Really?
We've been
No, that's a
playing
lie.
games plural.
No way.
Usually,
have
the last like
played
10
games.
podcasts has been like games.
Well, before Jeff starts, last weekend we got to go. Just I'll mention this real quick.
Yep.
We got to go to Ben and M's house, the Date Night Dice podcast party people.
Yeah.
And Instagram and Gateway members. They're awesome. They live relatively close to us, within
so awesome.
within an hour and a half's drive, and they're awesome people. We talk about them all the time. There's been jokes made about how much we like them, and for us going there, Ben paid me 69 cents. Apparently,
Yeah. Gas
His
money.
mileage cost,
So
yeah.
we had I had such a good day. That was like we took the
Yeah,
kids.
it was fun.
Well, Jeff and Devin had Jack stay with Devin's mom, but we took our kids to go up there and play with their kids, and then the 6 of us just kind of hung out. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun
Yeah, it
day.
was so
It was
fun.
it was so fun. We played a bunch of kind of partier game stuff, right?
Yeah, it
We
was
played-
really like
Yeah,
laid
it was
back.
a
Like we
blast.
just like hung out, played some games, played some games. Just it was
Just back
no
and forth
like
like that.
yeah,
yeah.
we're just like in that order.
ate some food.
Yeah.
Ate some food. There you go.
We ate some food.
Oh man, Jeff brought these
I
cheeses.
played with
Oh,
a puppy named Potato.
That's right, potato.
Remember? Potato.
Yeah, potato. You know, potato.
You know what they say? Tomato.
Tomato.
Tomato, potato.
Just
big deal,
FYI, if
tomato,
you say
potato.
you know what they say, tomato in a text, it doesn't really
Just
come
says tomato,
across.
tomato.
Well, I always
The way
found
you
it funny when
want it
people are like, well, tomato. I'm like, who actually says tomato? Other than Brits.
British people.
The Brits, right? The Brits are the ones that say tomato.
Oh.
I think. They say tomato, potato.
Tomato.
Did they say potato?
I think so.
Oh.
Jim Gamer, do you say
Potato.
potato?
Jim is already
Pronounce
angry
potato
because
for
a
me.
British accent has already happened.
Probably like
Yeah.
potato.
Potato.
That's how they Natalie. They're like Natalie.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
you're right. They do say Natalie, but I don't know if that's if the rule applies for everything with a T.
What about potato? Never know.
Never know. Okay, Jeff, what you got, man?
Games.
What you
I
been
want to talk
playing?
about. So we started a game. I'm not going to go into it in depth because I want to play it more. But Joe, Dave, and I played the first 2 missions,
Brothers
chapters
Yeah,
of
like
the
the
Aeon's
bros.
End Legacy game.
Oh, Joe got that, huh?
Yeah, so Joe
Oh,
got
cool.
that at RIW, our local game store, on the discount tables, something or other, whatever. But
Wow,
we
it was on
started
a
that
discount table because I know he
So-
loves Anne's End.
Yeah, so we started that. That's pretty cool. It's always fun trying to put stickers on things and attempting to finish a legacy game.
Yeah.
So this is the second
Whatever
legacy game
worked
that
out.
he started with us because we're playing through Jaws of the Lion, and now we have Aeon's End.
Okay.
But Aeon's End is just with the 3 of us, so maybe we'll get a few more plays of that in. But it felt the first mission we got destroyed.
Oh, no.
So it's a deck building game. The unique thing about this deck building game is you kind of can set your discard pile to what you want, and then it just flips over, so it doesn't shuffle.
Okay.
That's where the little twist comes in. But we got destroyed, and it felt very much like a video game where you go into that first boss and you just get your ass handed to you.
Like,
and
I
then
didn't
that boss
learn the
might
double
come back
jump.
later,
Oh,
right?
the double jump. I
Yeah,
need to
so
learn
then
the
you
double
learn. Yeah, then you learn. So I'm assuming that boss might come back later, sort of thing. Who knows? But it felt very video game-ish. We're like, how the
Oh, wait, so you continue forward?
Yeah,
and
so you just
lose? Oh, I
you
see.
keep going.
So you don't redo
it reads a story. If you win or lose, you read this different story. And I'm pretty sure that no one wins that first. And if you did, you probably played it wrong. So maybe when the envelope, the I won envelope, it says you did this wrong.
Yeah.
That's probably what it says. But
Right.
Anyway,
Doesn't want to like build up your confidence too much.
no, it wants to crush you and then make you better, and then be like, now we can beat this
Yeah.
thing. So I want to talk about a game called Perv. Oh, sorry. I
Marv.
mean Marv.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I mean Merv. So Merv is fairly new. Is it? I don't know if it's 2020.
2020.
It's a 2020.
Okay,
Yep,
yep,
it's a 2020 game.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But it was like, maybe was it later in
Yeah,
2020?
yeah. Like
So
nobody had it.
I think I
For
got
me,
it
it's a
for Christmas and
2021
it just
game.
came out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ryan and I both kind of were interested in this game. We jumped on it. It is beautiful. Looking at it, the box made me go, I want that game.
Yeah.
Ian O'Toole did the artwork.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's why.
Yes.
O'Toole's artwork is
So, and he's good in so many ways that not only is the game beautiful, but iconography makes sense. The board makes sense. There's so much thought I feel like that he puts into every single one of his games. And so it's beautiful.
I really do wonder, like, how involved he is in the iconography and in the graphic design.
Yeah. I wonder that too.
You know,
How
like,
close he
do they
works
just
with.
tell
Or
him
he
like
just
this is
do
what you need to
art.
put on there?
Yeah,
and he's
that's
like,
true.
well, I'm gonna draw it. Like, I wonder. That's an interesting.
Let's
ask him.
get him on our show.
Let's ask him. Okay.
Ian,
Yeah,
on our
Come
show.
on our show.
So this is also designed by Fabio Lupiano.
Fabio
Oh.
Lupiano. Is that the Coloma guy?
He has no, that was Coloma was Johnny Pack.
Johnny Pack. That's right.
This one is Fabio Lupiano makes Kalimala, which we talked about a handful
That's what
of
I meant. I
episodes
said
ago.
Coloma. I meant Kalimala.
He's also Ragusa.
Yep.
And then Boards and Dice has a new game of his coming out called Zapotec.
Zapotec. Okay.
Zapotec. That's one of their, I think, newer like 2021 releases. In between all, I'm assuming they're T games that are going to blow up. This is like another one. But but he's only got about 5 total-ish games. But I know Kalimala, Ragusa, and this one are really big, are kind of hits for him. I would think.
Yeah. Kalimala and Ragusa for sure.
So listen to this theme, Natalie.
Okay.
Let me read this for you. In
wait.
Merv. Sorry, in Perv.
Marv.
In Marv. Gross. In Merv, players are trying to amass power and wealth among the Silk Road.
Ooh.
That's it. Isn't that
That's
the
all it
most
says?
exciting Euro stuff?
Holy cow.
Well, that's pretty much like the one, there's, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
in the 15th, it's like
I'll
probably
be
all
I wonder how many games
I
are
would
made about the
rather have
Silk
like a
Road.
one sentence thing than like a whole paragraph when I don't really care.
There
about
is,
it.
If
yeah.
it's pasted on, if it's
Not
pasted
good.
on theme and they
Yeah.
go crazy into it, it's
I usually
annoying.
don't
Yeah,
even read that.
there's a lot of these games that put like the history of something kind of in the beginning.
that's different,
A lot, which
yeah.
most people I think just skip over and
Yeah.
turn the page and whatever. But so there's a lot more to it. But it's just that very exciting Euro stuff. The Silk Road has been played over and over and over again. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Yeah.
So the big main board that you're kind of playing on is made up of a 5x5 grid of tiles, and around those tiles, kind of surrounding the rest of the board, are like 6 mini games.
Okay.
Ish. So think of like a Trajan sort of thing, where Trajan has those different
I don't think
areas
I
of
knew
the
that.
board.
Okay.
They're not as like mini game ish, but just think of it as like these are these 6 areas that you'll be doing things in,
Gotcha.
along with the grid
Or
of
like,
5x5 tiles.
Teotihuacan, kind
Yes, yeah, that's like the where you're moving around. Yep, and you're doing like these different mini games. So what you do on your turn is you're going to choose a space on the current side of the grid. So if you have a 5x5 grid, you have 4 sides of this grid because it's a square. So you play 4 turns in a round, 1 on each side of the square. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what you do is you choose one space along that side, and you activate any tile in that row or in that column. And so if there's no building on that tile, you can add your building to it, which then kind of makes it yours for the game. And then you gather resources for all the matching buildings in that row of the space that you picked. So if I picked one that had my yellow building on it, and there was 2 other yellow buildings in that row, I would get the resources that all 3 of those buildings produce.
Okay.
The cool thing is I could also pick a building a tile that's not controlled by me. I could pick Ryan's green one.
No.
Or Natalie's
Don't pick that.
green if there's not purple, black, yellow, whatever. I don't know what your rules are. But anyway,
That was
or I
very
could pick,
close.
Yeah, so I could pick Natalie's building that's purple, right? So I pick Natalie's building that's purple.
Okay.
And I then activate all the purple buildings in that row. Natalie would get a little bonus because it starts with her building, but I don't have to activate my own buildings. I can activate other ones. So what's cool is I could make like a really sweet row where my entire row is all yellow buildings.
Yeah.
But Ryan's like, well, I'm not going to let Jeff take that
Yeah,
shit.
screw Jeff.
I'm going to take that row and I get all
You
of
know
them
what?
those things.
You
So
know
that'd
what?
be cool.
It's cool. You take what you want.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I like it.
So, Natalie, you were smiling over there. Do you have something for us?
No.
Okay.
You did kind of look like you. Had
I know,
something
you did have like a
No, she's
smirk.
been doing a raise hand system, so she didn't do that. So that's all you know. Yeah, earlier you were just like,
That's
I know
cool.
you were like, we're
the
trying
wine-
to end the banter because we have to
wine-induced.
move on, but I was like, I have so many things to say.
about what?
No, just
We could just keep bantering.
bantery.
We'll banter after Jeff talks about this. We're gonna banter some more. I want to hear
They're
this.
not urgent. I just can't stop talking.
It's the wine.
Wine.
Wino.
Yeah, wino. Okay,
I have so many things to say.
I have so many things about wine. Let's talk
Stop the
about.
banter and Jeff's talking right now. And
I'm trying to talk about things.
Who cares about games? Guess what book I read?
she's like, let's do that one more time.
One more time.
Flowers. What?
What?
That's bullshit.
She's like, I just want to say balls and penis. Can you just start with huge or something? Huge or hairy or long? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff gets it.
I get it.
That's what you wanted
Yeah,
me
that's
to
what you
do.
wanted.
I'm trying to get. This is a family show. This is our kid episode.
It's
This
a
is our
kid-friendly
second
episode.
kid-friendly
No, no.
episode.
There's no kids here.
And all you just want to do is penis balls and cock.
Man, let's talk about perv.
Okay.
So, this is again Merv. We're back to Merv. So you activate that building, you get the resources that are there, and then you also get to basically activate what symbol is on that tile, which then plays one of those 6 mini games.
Okay.
Okay, so the actions are like buy spice cards. You can establish this little trade route. You can build walls around the city grid. You can move up some different tracks. You can gain some scoring potential. You can go to the library and gain some knowledge. Basically these little games. So I would put my building on a tile that has the library on it. I get resources of all those buildings, and then I get to activate the library or whatever spot you put it on. Mm-hmm. So certain tracks, certain games are kind of interconnected. So I might need to move up on one of these tracks in order to get more potential in another track. So the games are kind of connected, which I thought was really cool. You're using all of this stuff you kind of collect to complete contracts. So you get the most points from these contracts getting completed. Once you have taken a turn, you essentially move to the corner of that 5x5 grid, and then you take a turn on the next side of the board, and then you go to the corner and you take another one. So you're taking 4 actions per round, 3 rounds, 12 total actions. That's it.
Whoa.
That's tight. That's toit.
It's
That is
toit.
toit. That's magnificent level toit.
It's toit, and it
Yeah.
feels like the first round, you're like, I can't do shit, right? You go through this entire thing, you take 4 actions, and you're like, how am I going to do anything? I have 1 point. I have 1 bill. It's like,
Yeah, the
how am I
game's gonna
supposed to do
be
anything?
over in
But
3
then it
turns.
ramps up where you get this kind of cool feeling that Ryan always talks about in game that he really likes where, ooh, that triggered that, and now next turn, now I have these like
so the
3
turns
things.
aren't so simple anymore.
Now it gets a little
That shit
more,
is so
I get more
delicious.
stuff, right?
Ryan, sounds like a game you would like.
Booyah.
Lucky I have
So
it.
at the end of the round, you have this, which I think is one of my favorite mechanisms in the game, is you have the Mongols are attacking. So you get attacked.
The
The
Mongols?
Mongols?
Oh, the Mongolians.
Yeah.
The Mongolians.
The
Oh,
Mongolians
I thought it
are
was
Silk Road is in
animal.
China.
Yeah. Well, it goes all the way through Asia.
Oh, it goes through other places.
So the Mongols are they attack you. Okay. And they attack from each side of the board, and they attack 2 tiles in. So you're basically getting, so if you don't have a wall protecting your buildings,
Great Wall.
you lose your building on the board. So that's a good way that this game sort of resets at the end of every round, which I like, because it it allows for the board to sort of clear and not like completely clear, but for you to make up some ground, right?
Okay, yep.
So you have to build these walls to protect some of your buildings, and you take 3 circles around this grid. So you go 3 times around, 12 actions.
Yeah.
You earn points for contracts. You earn points for collecting different spice cards and collection of things. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
First thought, I have to again go back to just the artwork and production is
That needs to be repeated.
is awesome. Along with the iconography not only being great, but I rarely had to glance back at the rules on our first play because the iconography was so good on the board that when Devin said, what can I get at the spice trading? What cards can I get? And there is an icon there that makes total sense.
Yeah.
And you can just look at it and say, this is what I need to do. Not, let me look at the rules and go through these 6 steps of what I need to do. It makes sense. And that just is like,
It's like you don't think about it unless it's not there and you like want it.
It's necessary, but just appreciated when that kind of stuff just works itself out. Mechanisms are really smooth. There is a lot to think about as you are playing because every turn, essentially, you have the choice of what 25 tiles you want to activate. But it then depends on the row and the column. So sometimes early on, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to get one resource and do this anyway. But now I want to activate Ryan's buildings because he has a sweet row.
It's cool. You can.
But Ryan's going to get like 2 extra cubes. Does that change what he's going to do? I liked that a lot. It could lead to like some AP. Could lead to some analysis paralysis.
Is that what that stands for?
How long was it?
And so Devin and I played. I explained it, and we played in 2 hours.
Okay.
With
So it wasn't
explanation,
bad.
it was
With
2 hours.
explanation, it was 2 hours.
Okay.
And
It's not bad.
I think it would go up with
Yeah.
with
Additional
more
players.
people.
Yeah.
and
It plays up to what, 60?
63.
Oh, okay.
1 to 63.
Interesting.
Yes.
And it's a half hour per player.
Yeah, half hour a player. Yes. So
it's a convention
long.
game, is what
yes,
you're saying.
it's
Okay.
a long game. So it plays 4. It almost felt like me. Felt like me. No, felt.
Felt like me similar.
It really felt me up.
Felt like me similar,
So
baby. My penis.
It felt like 5 tribes to me, both in the level of AP that could happen in 5 tribes, where you're just looking at this board
Yeah,
and you're like,
what
I can
move
do.
do I make
I
to
can
put
move
these
30 of these
meeples
meeples
over here?
around.
Yeah, which
but
one?
also in the gameplay where I pick.
Sorry, she's kind of drunk.
It's great.
Yeah, which one?
So in 5 tribes, how many times have you played that game? Just once?
Once with you, and
Okay.
I lost. It was your only win.
So yeah, it was my only time
no,
I
you
won.
did win again. I know recently.
It in 5 tribes, if you remember, you're picking up the meeples and you're dropping them. You activate the color of the meeple
Yep.
and the tile.
Yep, I sure
which
remember
that reminded me of this. I'm getting the resource on the tile and I'm activating what the action around the. Sorry, I'm still thinking about Natalie.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
activating the tile. I'm activating the mini game around the board. What do I do? Do I get the more resources? Do I take the lesser game to get more resources? Try to work. I liked that balance.
Yeah.
But it is a game where you need to play. You just need you need to play it, right? There's not. If you're playing with a bunch of people who are going to overthink things, I feel like it can
It won't
drag.
be fun,
So I
yeah.
talked to Christian from Superboard Sunday.
I heard him.
And he
me
he
too.
had he like mentioned
say
I like
that.
scanned I like did the story of what me playing the game and he was like, this game stinks, and I'm like, okay, well, it probably doesn't stink.
Oh, he didn't like it. Okay.
He didn't like it, and I think after talking to him, I think we both like Kalimala a little better than Merv, but he played and it took him like 3 hours with a group of 4. They were all like
I could tell.
overthinking. So
Yeah.
if he
Yeah.
takes a turn and then these people are taking
That would
5
suck.
minutes, it's like that's an awful
Right, that's not
experience
fun.
of
Sure.
the game. Devin and I are both realized this is our first play. We're just gonna play.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just
Right.
gonna do something.
So this had a feeling about 2 rounds in, like 2/3 of the way through, where I was like, okay, the gears are turning. Like I get the game. I almost wanted that feeling of like let's restart.
Let's start over
Like
right now.
now I
Now I
understand
know
how
what to
this engine works, how this thing ramps up. So I'm really excited to just like play it again, to try
Sure.
it one more time, having known how the game progresses,
Mm-hmm.
and also, again, to Christian's point, just play it. You got
Are
to
you
just
going to do that
play a
with
game.
the group, or are you going to do that again with Devin? Like for your next
Devin
play, what would you do?
I think Devin would play it again. She wasn't like thrilled. She wasn't like, let's play right now again.
Yeah.
Which she has been for certain games.
Yeah.
But this one she was like, it's good. She knew it was good. But she, again, kind of in the second round, close to the end of the game, was like, all right, I kind of know what I would do.
Sure.
I won by a lot because I think I figured that out maybe 3 turns before.
Yeah.
I know.
And I know. I know. So I think there's a
I'm a gamer
lot to
too.
like. I think the like mechanisms are really smooth. I think when you play it, you're going to be like, this game is really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much you're going to want to be like chomping at the bit to
Does
just
Ian
play it
O'Toole's
again.
artwork affect your opinion at all?
It
Say
did.
this game had Castles of Burgundy artwork.
I don't think so. I think I would like it the same.
Okay.
But it made me buy the game.
Sure.
You know,
which
it
is
drawn
probably what
Yeah.
he's supposed to
to
do.
it right away.
Yeah, me too.
One thing, if you're looking for a game that's super interactive, it's not. Which I think like these.
I like that.
Some of these Fabio
too. I
Lupiano
don't like
games have
interacting
some
with you.
interaction. Ragusa has some conflict.
Does it?
Kalimala has some cool stuff. If you remember that Kalimala, where like you're stacking these discs on top of each other, and then the person
Yes.
on top would take the action, and then underneath
Yes.
would take
Did I
them. So
play
you're
this
not.
game?
Nope. He's talking about.
It's-
Remember when I talked about it?
Yeah, it's a
What?
great.
It's okay. Just drink your wine.
Kalimata?
Kalimala.
You have not played it.
I just talked about it on the show.
Yet.
But it
So he's saying,
activates.
remember when I told you
I
that?
see.
So there was less
no.
like downtime in a game like that. This is an individual kind of playing game. You might get bonuses on my turn, but you just take cubes.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So there's not as much, which was a little surprising to me based on his previous
Yeah.
games. There was little player interaction.
I like
so
that,
maybe
though.
someone like Christian, that's what he was looking for.
Yeah,
he was
wants
looking
that
for
kind
that
of thing.
But that doesn't bother me. I don't mind playing a solo game
Well,
with
I
another
can
person.
see from his perspective if it's taking 3 hours, if there's a ton of
then
analysis
it's just
paralysis
like,
and you're
oh,
not
God.
doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, on top of like it taking forever, you're not involved.
Right.
I can see that. I mean, for the three of us, I think that's like a plus. Not the analysis paralysis part, but the like, okay, multiplayer solo or solitaire.
Yeah.
We like
I'm
that.
cool with
We
that.
like that.
Enjoy
Yeah,
those
that's
kinda
good stuff.
games,
So the last thing I'll say is there's a dummy player with 2, which wasn't bad. So if you remember the game I just explained, the dummy player, the person who would go first gets to move the dummy player to a spot, and then the second player gets to add a building to that row. So you
Got
could then
it.
activate the
Okay.
dummy player's buildings
Sure.
as well. So it wasn't a bad way to implement a dummy player. I didn't feel like I was flipping cards and moving, and like it didn't feel like someone else was just taking a stupid turn. It was
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, it was quick. It took 10 seconds for both of us to do that thing in that moment.
I'm okay
So
with the dummy
it
player.
worked with
if
2.
it's implemented correctly.
Yeah, and I thought that it was
Yeah.
implemented fine. It filled up the board more. You could activate the dummy player's buildings.
Because really, all it's trying to do is simulate more people playing and
Right.
getting in your way.
Yeah.
So I don't mind dummy
Yeah.
players.
So overall, I enjoyed it. I liked the mechanisms of it. It's smooth. I don't think I'll really have to look at the rule book again for it because it all kind of made sense once I
Sure.
figured it all out.
That's cool.
But I probably will need one more play to go.
yeah,
This game
is good or
this game is great, or this game is better than good, not great.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So where that line is it in
Sure.
the? Because it's definitely in the 90% of the 10%.
10%.
Wait, 10% of the 10%. But is it in the whatever of the?
Is in the upper echelon
what
of
I
that, the
mean.
1%
Yes,
of the
is it-
10%?
could it be
Whoa!
there? I don't know, but
yeah, wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that is
Maybe he
Merv,
means
Perv,
it's
Marv.
Very
in
cool.
the
Merv, Perv,
10%,
Marv.
but is it in the 10% of the 10%?
Yeah, it's in the 90% of the 10%. Is it in the 10% of the
You're
10%?
not sure if it's in the
Question
10% of the
mark.
10%
Yeah.
yet.
Yes.
Understood.
So that's Merv, Perv, Marv.
Merv, Perv, Marv. I love that.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we go to the next game,
Yeah.
have you guys got any responses on your adjectives to describe the Gamecasters?
I do.
I only got one.
Let's hear it, Natalie. What's yours?
Well, let me just double check. I just want to make,
Let me get back to this.
I just want to make sure.
I know.
I got refreshed.
I know.
Okay, I got.
Yeah,
Do
let's
you
hear
want to
it,
know who it's from, or you just want to know the adjective?
No, I'm cool with knowing who it's from.
McMeeple said unpredictable.
Ooh, yeah, I would agree with that one. Okay, that's a good adjective.
Sons of Thunder said
Sons of Thunder.
gluttonous.
My only one is from Sons of Thunder too.
Okay, what is that one?
Is it gluttonous?
It says clammy.
And I got one more.
What does that
Boards
mean?
on tables. Who is Michael? Shout out to Michael.
Michael!
Who just started listening to us. Thanks.
What's up, Michael?
He said energetic.
Okay.
Which is true.
That's
yeah,
true.
Thank
I mean,
you. That's probably
So
the
we'll
most
keep you
accurate.
the
updated.
opposite of Natalie right now, because she is maybe at her most.
She's cool.
I'm chill. I'm like
She's
the
like,
Bob Ross. King.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, Natalie's Bob Ross in it. So, have you guys ever had a dream that was like a story? And at the end of the dream, there's a twist ending, some kind of shocking surprise. How can your mind do that to you? You're creating the dream. How can you surprise yourself? That's an actual, I don't want to say quote. What is that? That's the first like dialogue from the Mind Management graphic novel.
That's cool.
Okay. This is a graphic novel written, and I believe the artwork was also done by, his name is Matt Kint. He's the brainchild behind the Mind Management graphic novel, which is a crazy, twisty, and turny tale of psychic espionage that has an art style almost as unique as his storytelling. It's a captivating read that I have no idea where it's going to take me next. It starts out with a plane, okay, Flight 815, where in an instant, everyone loses all of their memories. Okay, suddenly they're
While
just
on the plane?
Yeah, on the plane.
Just
So
go on.
suddenly, yeah, but suddenly they're wondering who they are, who their family members are, what they're doing, how they got here, and what to do next. It's a phenomenon and a mystery that a central character is trying to figure out because there are a couple strange things about it. Well, first and foremost, I guess the strange thing is
You
everyone
lost your
lost
memory. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty strange.
but there's one small boy on the entirety of the plane who was not impacted by this, so he still has his memories. Unfortunately, his family does not, so they don't recognize him or know who he is, which is a bummer.
Oh, he's on the plane.
He's on the
So he's
plane.
the only one.
He's the only one that's on the plane that didn't lose his memory. Okay. And then on the flight manifesto, when it lands, there's one passenger unaccounted for. So the plane takes
I just
off.
got goosebumps.
Yeah, right? Holy cow. The plane takes
you
off.
really?
Yeah, I did.
There's like
Look.
100 and...
I got hairy arms, but
Holy. Each follicle has bumps. So
Yeah.
there is like, we'll say there's like 167 people that boarded the plane. And when it landed, only 166 got off, right? Nothing, you know. So they know his name. And so this woman is trying to unravel and uncover what happened, this mystery. Who is this guy? Where is he? Why did this one child not lose their memory? And it just, while she's basically... Well, I'll explain that in just 1 second. But isn't that exciting?
That's cool.
Isn't that pretty exciting?
It makes me
That'd be a
I just
good
like
movie.
went on Amazon to see. It at least seems like they're in parts, like three or four parts of this.
I think I have the first 2 I got on my Kindle.
Maybe something I'll read.
I would not suggest reading it on your Kindle.
I'll buy a
should
physical
buy.
copy.
I should buy the
This
physical
graphic
copy.
novel. I want
Yeah,
art in my
Kindle
hand.
isn't
Well,
really
that
the-
and like you like swipe. You're swiping way too much because it's like the
'cause it's a quick
pains
read,
of the
yeah.
story, right? Okay, so here's a really quick synopsis I read on darkhorse.com. Okay, the globe-spanning tale of espionage explores the adventures of a journalist investigating a mystery of a commercial flight where everyone aboard loses their memories. Meru's obsession with Flight 815 leads her to a much bigger story of top-secret government mind management program. Her ensuing journey involves weaponized psychics, hypnotic advertising, talking dolphins, and seemingly immortal pursuers as she hunts down the flight's missing passenger, the man who was mind management's great success and its most devastating failure. But in a world where people can rewrite reality itself, can she trust anything she sees? Isn't that crazy?
That's cool.
So this great theme and crazy story is the basis for the board game version Mind Management, which just got delivered to all the Kickstarter backers, which one was me. Isn't that a great sentence?
You did
Which
it.
one was me? Which one was it? Matt Kint is also working with 2 of the best designers in the business, Jay Cormier and Sen Fung Lim, designers of games such as Belfort, Acrotiri, Junkart, etc., to bring the graphic novel to life in such a cool way. First of all, the box and inserts are written... Like, the stuff on them is written by Matt Kint. He's on board with this project, I believe,
Cool.
the artwork. He does all the artwork.
Good, he should. I'm glad. That makes me happy that he
Yes.
like did this
Yeah.
thing, that they didn't just
He's
like
part of it.
Here's a couple bucks for your IP
based
and
on
now
yeah, right. Give me the IP. Yeah, he was working the entire time.
Good.
There's like original content written, like story stuff written in here by him specifically for this, which is super, super, super cool. The game follows the graphic novel very well so far. I'm not super far into the graphic novel, but all the central characters are there. The talking dolphin is even in this
Yeah.
game. The whole 9 yards, and it does so in one of my favorite mechanisms of all time: hidden movement. Yes, this is a hidden movement game. And if you don't know what hidden movement is, it's basically a 1 versus all game where one person is either trying to escape from somewhere or kill someone, but they're completely hidden from the other players who are working together to find the one player. Think Letters from Whitechapel, Fury of Dracula, Scotland Yard, Spectre Ops, games like that. In this game, you either play as a mind management recruiter or as an agent trying to capture them. Like most hidden movement games, the recruiter has a screen and like a miniature version of the main board that they're like moving on, and they write on it with like dry erase marker. And the goal is to both evade capture for a certain amount of time as well as recruit people throughout the city. If a certain number of people are recruited before they're captured, then the one player, the recruiter, wins. Or if time runs out and they're not captured, they also win. The agents win if they capture the recruiter before the time runs out. That's simple. There are a lot of facets to this game rules-wise that I will not go over here, but all you need to know about the gameplay is I take a turn secretly moving around the board, and then you take a turn as the agents working together to move your characters around the board, asking me questions to glean information, shaking down my immortals, or attempting to capture me. And it is so much fun. I love hidden movement games so much. Letters from Whitechapel and Fury of Dracula are both really awesome, incredible, fun games to me. And this game gives me all of the same feels as those. It's very simple to play, easy to set up and get running. There aren't very many rules, and it's just really intuitive to get going from the beginning. There's this awesome system built in called the Shift system. And it's like 1 part legacy, 1 part catch-up mechanism. Mm-hmm. Okay, so games like this can suffer from lopsidedness. Say you have someone who's just super great at sniffing out where you are, or someone who's just really great at eluding capture. It can be a bit frustrating if you're constantly on the other side of that, right? So what this game does to combat that is there are these series of extra content boxes that you can only discover when you lose. Right? So if I'm playing as the recruiter, the one, and Natalie finds me and captures me, I lose. And darn, that's a bummer. But I get to open the first box for the recruiter, of which there are 7 for each side. And in it will be all sorts of different cool, surprising things to help me in my next play.
Cool.
New abilities, maybe,
that.
or new items. And they're presented to you in this comic book way, all written by Matt Kint. So as you unlock these, you can then be turned on, or you can turn the modules on or off for future play, depending on skill level. You can turn them on. Oh, you will be turned on.
You will be turned.
That's not even like a can.
Can I ask a question, or you want me to wait?
No, ask it up.
With that system, can you play with different people?
Yes. So once you unlock them all, I mean, you could just right out the gate, you could just open them all and look at them. It's not legacy in the way like this is not a campaign game.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I mean, there probably are story elements that may be tied together within these different,
but it's not crucial
modules.
or
No.
okay.
You could realistically just look at them all and then be like, okay, let's play the game, and then okay, I lost. Now I'm going to pick one, and I'm going to insert this module. So the way that the rule book tells you to do it is like say I'm playing as the one player against you and Natalie, okay, and you guys lose 3 games in a row. Okay, you get to pick 3 different modules. So any of those 3 modules that you unlocked in the shift system, you can turn all of them on or none of them on. Okay. If I have any unlocked, I then get to select as many as you selected minus 1 for each time in a row I've just won.
Cool.
Okay, so if I won 3 in a row and you pick 6 modules, I get to pick 6 modules minus 3.
Okay.
Because I won 3, right? So so it's like I said, it's like one part legacy, one part catch-up mechanism.
I have a phrase for this possibly. I heard someone say it. I don't know who I'm going to give credit to.
Yeah.
But they said this also with the game Oath, which we'll talk about in a future episode. But it's like a game. It's a game with a memory.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a cool way to put Oath. And I think maybe this could fall in that category where the game remembers what's going on, but it's not legacy campaigns kind of thing.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
kind of cool. I thought that was
that is cool. It's nothing you have to like. It's not legacy in the fact where it's going to, because legacy typically like it's a component that changes the rules.
You're right.
Now this does do that. It adds new rules and stuff, but you just pick which ones you want to turn on and turn off.
And you don't have to like a lot of legacy games like. You change the rule book or you add stuff to the board.
None of these,
that's another cool thing. That.
None of them are destructible. None of them do anything to change anything about the core of the game. You just simply unlock them. As you do, you discover new things, which is really awesome. So, for instance, Natalie and I just played this again before the episode, and I won, and Natalie was kind of feeling a little bummed out at the end, just not like I lost, but like I almost had you. But I was like, oh, you get to open one of these things, and she was like, oh yeah. And the one she opened, it brought up. We're not going to say what it is, but it brought out all these new, interesting, cool things that she can use.
It was like an extra,
help her.
an extra thing to help me possibly next time we play. So it makes it a little more challenging for him, and maybe a little.
Yeah, maybe it gives her a little bit of an edge.
Yeah,
Sorry to send you on a detour. But.
Oh no, that's great. That's totally great. So what I liked about this, man, do I like this game. This was maybe my most anticipated Kickstarter release of the last year. I've backed a ton of Kickstarters in the last year or so. This one and maybe the Shivers, I think I'm most excited. I was most excited about.
Fucking delayed.
I know, dude. Yeah,
I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to get angry. But anyway, let's keep going. Yeah.
So it was kind of between these two were my most anticipated games, and. Man, did this hit. The components are incredible. The game has a bunch of these little Easter eggs to find and rejoice in. You may have seen a story that Natalie and I posted. There's this stuff all around the box, all around the game board, and it's got like this like 2 texts on top of each other, and there's like a little decoder thing you can read. And I don't think it does anything for it's just like cool, interesting story things that you can look at. And if you read the graphic novel, this is icing. It's like, wow, this is like a swan song. If you, it's like fan service, like all over the game. And if you haven't read the graphic novel, I believe this will make you want to. The production of this game, I believe, would make you, because it is all exactly the same stylistically, feeling-wise to the graphic novel. Some people may scoff a bit at the art style, and I understand that. It's weird. It's incredibly stylized, unique, and leans heavily into itself. But personally, I like it a lot because it makes it kind of stand out compared to anything else I've ever seen or played. Like there's nothing like this in my collection.
Cool. I think it's cool. I like the box cover. The box cover
is really cool. I typically don't mind artwork being a bit left of center as long as it's functional in the game. You know what I mean? And in this one, it is like it's fairly easy to tell all the icons apart after a minute or two of study, and does not get in the way of gameplay, in my opinion, at all. It's just something incredibly interesting to look at, which you will be doing. The production values are sky high. You'll be in awe of this one if you get your hands on it, that's for sure. The gameplay, it just makes me so happy. I love one versus all games, for instance, and I especially love hidden movement games. I'm a huge fan of Letters from Whitechapel, and this might beat it.
Oh,
It
snap.
might. Here's why. It's kind of in the middle of... So, okay, the two I had played before this were Fury of Dracula, which is kind of... It's heavy. It's complex. It's long. And Whitechapel is like the opposite way. It's like the rules are so minimalistic, which I loved about it.
Which was on I think they did that in to contrast.
Yeah, stark
right?
contrast. Like here's a game that you can get the same experience. I like that. It distills Fury of Dracula down to its most fun component, which for me is the deduction.
The cat and mouse.
Yeah, that's the best part about that. And mind management is somewhere in between the two. It's closer to Whitechapel. It's very simple, but there's more in there. There's more to consider in this than there is in Letters from Whitechapel. And that's not a knock on Letters from Whitechapel.
Yeah.
That's just some reasons why I think I eventually could like this better. I mean, that shift system, you're adding in all these modules, and you're kind of like, you're doing it progressively,
Whitechapel,
which is
does that
really
have
cool.
powers?
Whitechapel is... There's a couple
there's a small thing you can
Okay,
add.
Yeah, there's like a couple powers. There's an expansion too.
And in
this-
Whitechapel, is there as many like action types as this?
No. Yeah,
That's like another thing.
And yeah,
It's
they're
a tiny bit more
right.
complex.
There's more. There's just more to this game. There's just
Yeah.
more to it, but not in a way that it gets muddled. You would play this, and you're not like, what does that do
what am I-
again? How
No.
do I have to-" I don't think I ever had to consult the rule book in both plays.
Yeah.
Other than I had one like, if I do this, can that happen? That was it. And other than that,
Right.
you're not nosing the rule book the whole time, trying to remember how to do it. It's very intuitive. I really like that. The replayability is off the charts because of that shift system, and there's just a lot to want to come back to. The game as a package, it kind of just blew me away. So Jay Cormier and Sen Fung Lim and Matt Kint, I think they have a hit here. I didn't say things I didn't like. There's not really... I don't want to just sound like a shill. I mean, I'm not shilling for them because I bought this game. But it's
He
not
actually
often
does
where...
like it.
It's
He has not been
often-
liking a lot of games lately, and he likes this.
I can usually find fault with most things.
Yeah.
And there's sure there is some fault here. We've played it twice now. Once the full game and once the other game. And so far, I just like it. I just really enjoy it. What did you think?
Yeah, I like it too. It has that like deduction feeling. So I played the person trying to
Doing the
find
deduction?
him. Yeah, he's the one
Deductioning?
trying to evade me, and I'm trying to find him, and yeah, so it has that deduction-y feel, trying to figure out where he is. And like you said, so I played Letters from Whitechapel a few times back in the day, and I mean,
Great game.
The day.
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah, a long time ago.
Long time.
yeah, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like love it. You know,
Did
like,
you play the Jack side? Ever?
No, I never played that side.
I wonder what you would think of that.
Yeah, I
We'll have to
wondered
switch at
that
some point
too.
and just try
I
it
mean,
out.
part
Give
of
it
the
a
reason I
one-shot.
didn't like it was I don't like when there's too many people.
That can be a problem. Yeah.
And so I don't know how this would be if more people were like on my team with me, because it's just been like me versus you
That's a good point.
kind of thing. But
That's a good point.
but it's really interesting and fun, like trying to figure it out. And it's I don't know, I think they did a really good job in like giving you enough tools and like actions and stuff to like be able to like pick and choose what you want and need to get information, but without, it's definitely not too easy, that's for sure. You know, like it's definitely challenging. So like one of the things, like, so Ryan, like he said, he has like a little map of the board where he tracks like his movements and everything. And on my side, I'm not allowed to write anything down except on these little discs
Yeah.
that are like teeny tiny.
Called mental notes.
Yeah,
Okay.
called mental notes. And I can like write like a tiny little note that I can like barely fit like 3 words on it,
On purpose.
you
Yep,
know, and
yep.
and then you can place them around and whatever.
Like memory joggers.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
right,
absolutely
right. So it
What
is a
word
memory
do you have to write
jogger.
down for you to remember?
Right,
Right.
because I can't write other stuff down, so I'm like constantly trying to like figure out what his path was, where he might be, where he could potentially be, like in my head over and over, because I can't write it down. So I'm like focused on like
That's cool.
what could he do? What could he do based on my note here, based on my note here, like trying to figure it out, which was really fun. There's another So like some of the movements or some of the actions you can do are obviously like move. There's some like special actions and stuff, but the main ones are like moving or there's all these icons, these symbols on like every single space, and you can like ask questions like, you pick a symbol and he has to tell me if he's been on a space with that had that symbol on it, and he like puts this little foot, which by the way, those little like meeple-y things are super cool. There's like a feet.
Meeple-y
Yeah,
thing.
meeple and a meeple.
I think
meeple
we
feet.
posted a picture on
Feeple.
our Instagram story, but there's like a meeple with like a meeple cut out. There's a foot with a foot
Oh, I
cut
did
out.
see that. Yeah.
All of the wooden components, every single one of them, it's like a big version, and then there's a cutout of the same thing smaller.
Wasn't there like a bust within a bust?
Yeah, there's like a bust within a bust, a foot within a foot.
Who's
footman.
Yeah.
The footman.
Yeah, real busty.
But yeah, so you can move. You can ask questions about like, have you been in a spot that has this symbol in it, and then he can like give me a little bit of information that way, so I can try to track where he's been. I can ask if there's a spot that I know he's been. I can ask him to tell me like move, like when he was there, which then helps me figure out because like
I was there at 3:00.
Yeah.
We'll say.
right, yeah.
Cool.
So
Which
then
is
I
move
know
3.
like okay, that's like around where he started. So he's probably based on the information I know, he's probably over here instead of in that 3:00 spot.
That process reminds me of Whitechapel.
It is
when
very
you find
Whitechapel.
that first clue and you try
You're on
to
the scent.
trace back. Did he backpedal?
Well, and
Did he
there's
do this?
also
That's
similar
cool.
things. You know how Jack has like the lanterns where he can move like completely
Yeah,
through a
like
district.
jump kinda
There's
thing,
things
yeah.
in this too where
Yep.
it's cool, and I know I'm going to unlock more. I know it.
Yeah.
There's these basically I get a special power just like Jack has where I can like jump a space either diagonally or orthogonally.
Yeah.
So and it can
Sounds
any
very
of the four
cool.
directions.
it's very cool.
I think you
and-
would love it.
I'm
And-
very excited just hearing you guys talk about it. I haven't
Yeah.
I know you guys have had some kinked hoses.
We sure have.
Mm-hmm.
But
We've been kinked.
I'm trying to remember the last game that you guys really explained where I was like super pumped to play.
Yeah.
Like the Magnificent
Yeah.
was one,
Yeah.
Castell was
Yeah.
one. This is one that's I've already like Googled it like 4 times.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
awesome.
yeah, it's really fun. We played the intro game last night, and we ended at like 10 p.m. And I was like, let's play it again right now. And Ryan's like,
Yeah.
well, it's kind of late. I don't really want to. I'm like,
Did you like think about it while you were lying in bed? I do that sometimes after game night. I'll play a game on Monday night. I get home at
what did I
10:30
do?
and I'm like, that game was awesome.
Yeah.
Or like, how do I do this differently? And then I'm
Yeah.
up and then
Well,
it's like
I kind of,
11:30.
Yeah.
I feel that way after the second game we played, which was like the real version of the game that we just played before this podcast. That's what I'm still thinking about because the intro version was like the most
Bare bones.
Sure.
simplistic version. And
Still fun.
Yeah, it was still fun. I still was like, I want to do it again.
But the full
I'm trying
game is
to
where
get
it's
you.
at.
Yeah, but the full game, it adds like a lot. It already adds without all of those extra
know,
things.
without the modules,
it already
there's a ton
adds a
of
lot. There's
stuff.
like these powers. There's like this like that dolphin card. There's
Yeah, the talking dolphin.
yeah. And, there's the immortals. There's these things that block you, so you can't like go through them like in the map. And there's all these things, and I'm already thinking about like. So I didn't know obviously when I was playing that I was super close on his trail because I don't know. I'm just trying to gather as much information. Like I have an idea.
She was right on me before I won.
I have an idea of
right
where I
on
think
me.
he is, but like I could be totally wrong. I don't know because I'm just guessing on some things. And so I was a little frustrated because I was like, oh, like where are you? You could be anywhere. But he was like,
Right
I
there.
was right here, and I was like, oh, I thought
Those
you might have
moments
been
are
there.
great in games like
So I
that,
felt like-
where Ryan's heart is going up
Yeah, I'm
so
like,
fast.
oh my
Like, you
God.
can't do anything. You just gotta like, let me go on my phone
Yep.
for a second. Let me
Yep.
turn around.
I just gotta pretend like
and then the
I'm
moment
looking
you like
over
exhale.
here.
Or,
Yeah,
So, I guess
so that
maybe
made me
if there
feel
was-
better that knowing that like, okay, I actually was close, so I wasn't just like,
right.
What's hard in games like this, and I guess I'm not going to even call this a negative, but what's hard in games like this is when you're the Jack player, the recruiter, the one player. So I have my dry erase board, and I have my screen, but I also have my eyeballs that your opponent
Oh,
can
yeah.
see. That's the
I think
one
about
thing
that
I'm
in,
like,
like,
how do
code
I?
names.
So what I tried to do, I don't know. I know you're probably not even paying
I'm
attention
not
enough to
looking
look at my
you.
eyes.
I'm like so focused.
But I'm like trying to look at literally every square of the
Mm-hmm.
board before and then like not like, does she not see where my hand is writing?
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that I have been feeling that in both plays. Like
haven't known-
my
I can't
hand
see
is going to the
anything.
top left of where my screen is. Is she going to know that that's where I'm writing on my board over here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to present
But I
itself at
understand
some
that.
point.
I do that when we play code names. because I'm like, if I'm staring at this like one corner,
Right,
So
you're gonna know.
I
Yeah,
always
that's
like
like
I always
just
make my eyes like scan the whole thing
part of
as
the.
much as
It's
I
not.
can.
It's not part of the game. It's part of like you don't want to spoil the game in that way.
Right.
'Cause
Right.
I don't. It's not like it's not cheating.
Yeah,
But it's
Yeah.
also
Right, it's not
like
cheating,
you're
but it's
ruining
against
what the game.
spirit.
Yeah, the
It's
spirit
against
of the
spirit
game.
of the game.
Right.
So I would hope
That sounds awesome. I'm
Yeah.
really
Dude,
Well,
you're-
I
think you'd like
so
it
the
a lot.
part,
To play it on
so
my
one
phone.
of
I
the
think you'd
things
like
that I'm like still thinking about is, and that I don't think I like quite grasped how to utilize this. And now next time we play, I want to like try to like figure this out. Is so I lost not because I ran out of time, but because Ryan recruited all his.
Yeah, there's two ways to
People-
win for my side. Either the time runs out and I haven't been captured,
Yeah.
or I recruit 12 people
Yeah.
onto my
Members to
like,
your
So
side.
yeah,
right,
and so like
exactly.
my main focus was trying to like track his path and figure out where he is and capture him. But another thing that you can also do is try to like, so he has like cards that have some of the icons on them, and that's how he recruits people. He goes to spaces with those icons, and that's
Yep.
how he gets people. So one of the things that I can do is try to like guess which cards he has, and then he has to get rid of them, and so that slows him down on recruiting people.
Yep.
And I think next time I need to focus more on
Do more
that
of
and
that.
try to figure that
Yeah,
out.
it's a good idea.
Where I didn't spend a lot of like mental time on that.
Yeah, because if you take away one of my paths to victory, or at least
Yeah.
severely hamper it, then I'm.
But I mean, how cool!
It's a
Like,
lot
listen
harder.
to everything we just said. How cool is that? It's
Yeah.
like a really fun game. So
It's awesome.
far.
I really like it a
Natalie's
lot.
never been pumped
10%
like
to 10%. I know. Well, she's drunk. 10% to 10%.
No, I was like this before I started drinking. You know, I
You
like
you heard
That's
it. You heard
true.
it.
She did the point at me thing, which is
Yep.
another drinking.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. What else you got, man? Anything else?
Okay, I
that's
got-
mind management, by the way.
Mind management.
Yeah, real quick, I'm so sorry.
MGMT.
Go pick up if you find this game. I don't think it's in retail yet, or is it?
It doesn't seem like it.
You
I
can
went on
pre-order it,
Miniature
'cause
Market.
again, we
so you
just
can
got it.
pre-order
I'm from
stuff.
Kickstarter. The Jay Cormier, I believe it's his publishing company called Off the Page Games.
Okay.
I believe that's his publishing company. The reason I think it is because the Off the Page Games Instagram account is Jay Cormier. So if you follow
Okay.
Off the Page Games on Instagram, you're following Jay Cormier, who is one of the two designers of the game. Also, Matt Kint, amazing work he's done here. And go get the graphic novel. I think this is
Probably
like,
what I'll
do
buy
it in
first. I'll
tandem.
get that before
yeah,
I
get the
get
graphic
the
novel,
game,
read the
'cause I
graphic
can.
novel, and then when you play this, everything will be like so familiar and cool, and you'll understand. I think if you got this game and you're just looking at some of the stuff, you wouldn't understand the style of a lot of the writing.
Yeah.
Like Natalie's like,
I
why does it
didn't.
say like a relaxation game? It's not. Like that's just the style
Yeah.
the game is in is mimicking the graphic
Well, it's
novel.
funny because I didn't. There's so a lot of like the agents or whatever that I was playing. You know, to me, it's just like, oh, it's just a character in the game. But when you were explaining the story, I was like, oh, that's this person.
Yeah.
That's who that is.
Yeah.
You know.
Right, so you should read the graphic novel too.
I
Okay,
should.
so that's
read.
it. We could go on for hours
You know
about
your
this game.
letters. Yeah. All right. I got to talk about Stonemeyer.
Hell yeah, do it,
Again.
man.
Alrighty.
All right. So Ryan and I played a game a while ago, back in the day.
The day,
Right, Natalie?
Long
Back in
ago.
the day.
Of
This
yore.
game is called Scythe,
long ago.
or as I hear it pronounced, Scythe.
No,
Scythe.
wrong. If there was no e at the end, maybe you could pronounce
Yeah,
it
so
scythe.
this is,
No,
and
it's scythe.
Devin might correct me. Devin learned that he's doing professional development today about reading and teaching phonics skills. This is called
Yeah.
the Magic E, which changes the
The magic.
That's in the
E.
phonics. Yeah.
yeah. This is the Magic E. It changes the dynamic of the entire word. So this game is called Scythe.
There are
It's
some
also,
games that are pronounced, like Teotihuacan or Twansinsuyu, where I
Yeah.
could be like, okay, I can see maybe a different pronunciation. I believe scythe is scythe.
I think that's
Yeah.
also the thing is called a scythe.
yeah, it's a scythe. It's not a
Yeah.
scythe. Well, maybe it is a scythe. No, it's a scythe. I don't know.
I always thought it was
Pronounce
scythe.
Yeah, if
I'm
there's
gonna go with scythe.
It's scythe,
Wrong,
baby.
right? Who cares?
The
I'm going with
magic E.
size. You call it whatever the
Yeah.
hell you want.
It's scythe.
So Ryan and I played this game when it first came out. I believe you might
I
have
did the kick-
kickstarted
yep,
it. So
I
that
had
was
just gotten it.
I don't want to say that was Jamie's probably maybe biggest Kickstarter. I don't know when he went away
for
from
sure it was his
Kickstarter,
biggest
but
That was pretty
I don't know when he went away from it.
There was
but that
so much buzz around this game
huge.
just from that first piece of artwork he released.
Yeah.
Which shows the mechs in the fields.
yeah.
Everybody was like, went nuts over it.
So we played it and
included.
kind of had a meh
Yeah,
experience.
it was all right.
Right? And Ryan even had a pimped out copy.
Oh,
right?
the
You had
edition.
Awesome.
I went all in
first
on it.
print, like everything. So I have grown a little bit. I'm like, let me give Scythe another try.
Sure.
So I was able to do that. And I thought about Spirit Island as being one of the games that we kind of
wanna try that again
didn't.
now.
And now Spirit Island
Yep.
has become
It's
something
grown
that
on you.
I enjoy playing.
Damn, I played it twice too. It had the
It's
same
not
feel,
like
but I still
my,
want to try it again.
Yeah, I think it might shine maybe at more than 2, where your brains kind of can
Yeah, that's
work
true.
together.
I did only
more.
play it
So
2-player. You're right.
I don't want to go a ton into what Scythe is because everyone knows about it, right? If you're listening to a board game podcast, you probably know about Scythe, but it's an engine building game. It's got a little area majority. It's set in a very cool setting, 1920s alternate history, post World War I. Mechs are farming. That's maybe the coolest thing about the game.
It's weird, but it's awesome.
It's weird, but cool.
But it's weird.
So you start the game with 2 player boards. It tells you what your factions are. It tells you what materials you start with, stats, cards, all that kind of stuff, where you go. And you pick those randomly. On your turn, you pick one of the 4 actions that's on your player board. And I don't know, Ryan, you played that once and it was gone, right?
Yeah, I played it one time, and then I got rid of it not long after. It gave me Terra Mystica vibes, and I just remember I was very into Terra Mystica at that point. I mean, I still am, but I was like very into it to the point where I was like, well, I think I would just rather play Terra Mystica.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have these 4 action spaces on your board, and you pick one, and then the next turn you pick a different one, and the next turn you pick a different one, and you activate those actions. So each action space has a top and a bottom row. It allows you to move around this big board of hexes, produce goods, get more military, activate mechs, build structures, all this other stuff that I'm forgetting. You can upgrade your action. The player board is dynamic, so you can move things to help out other actions. You build buildings, and then gives you bonuses because you uncovered it on your player board. And that's something that I know gets Ryan excited.
Yep.
That gets him pumped. He sees dynamic player boards. He's like, yes.
It's one of my favorite things ever.
Yes, it's a very cool thing.
Hell
And that just looking at the player board is exciting because it's a cool player board.
It's one of the coolest parts about the game.
So what you're doing is you're essentially working to
That's good.
You're essentially working to accomplish goals. Okay, there's a bunch of goals on the board. You can get, and you're getting rid of these stars, which these stars are in like
all their games.
They have the same.
I know.
So
it's the same
if you've
star.
ever played Viticulture has a windmill, which this does.
Yep.
It has this little archway that they call the cellar in Viticulture, and it's called something else in this.
Yep.
They have the star, so it's like,
They have these, like,
are you just
signature
reusing?
things.
But they have these signature things, and they have enough money where they're not just reusing them. But you know what I mean?
Well, but even so,
They're
it's
in
like,
them.
and they're
like a
different, you know. So
trademark
why not?
They're
Got 'em.
So these stars are in Viticulture, the expansion. They're in
Euphoria.
So these little stars, every time you accomplish one of these goals, you put your star on the board. Okay, and as soon as someone accomplishes 6 of these goals, it ends, and then you get a bunch of money. Okay, you're on this popularity track. You earn money. So the higher you get, the more money you get for the different things that you just did.
Yeah.
And at the end, if you have the most coins, you win.
Winner.
So I want to talk about what I'm breaking some molds here, people.
Okay.
I walked through this game solo again. Played this game. This is what happens on my
It's
summer
your second
Really?
solo game.
I
First
know.
Destiny's now this.
Wait, that's when you played it solo?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, first of all, I didn't know you could play it solo.
Yes. So you can play it solo.
It's got an automa.
Yeah, it's got an automa, which I get to what I thought about that. Now, let me start with there is so much, I think, and Ryan would agree with this, even though we kind of have the same feeling about this game, that there's so much to like or that you would want to like about this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Dynamic player boards, the action selection is so cool. The player interaction is what you want it to be.
Yeah.
If you want to attack, it can be that. If you want to stay back, so it's really driven by the players, which I like.
Yeah.
And that would pull me in to go, all right, I don't have to fight everyone to win this game.
Right. Yeah, you can turtle.
I thought the factions were cool. Everybody's got a slightly different player board. Everybody's got a slightly different power, all that kind of stuff. If I just told you, like, these are the elements of this
people would
game,
get excited.
damn.
You're like, hell yeah.
The combat is simple. There is no, like, super dice rolling. There's this wheel you're just spending kind of stuff that you have. So all those things are really, really good in themselves. I didn't love playing by myself.
Sure.
I think that also goes into I don't play games very much by myself.
Yeah.
I think this game has to be driven by people.
Yep.
I think I never got excited about playing, like, flipping the card to see what the robot was going to do.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of was like, well, I'm just doing my thing while that person kind of maybe moves around for the first handful of rounds and might attack me at some point.
Yeah.
So I never felt excited about my turn or their turn while playing solo. But I do think this game is better, and having talked to a lot of people who love this game, is better with people. Like 3 and 4 people is where this game is going to shine. I didn't love it by myself. I was like, I'm never going to play the solo again.
Yeah.
I played Destiny's, a week ago solo. I would play
loved
that.
it.
I would play the entire that first game.
yeah.
I would play them all
Yeah.
by myself and
have
be
fun.
excited about
Sure.
it and be happy. But I'm not going to take this game out solo again.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would try it you know,
With
with
another
Bill with the
person.
game. Dave didn't really like it when we played the first time. Joe would always give something a second chance. So maybe
Yeah,
Bill and
for
Joe
sure.
maybe we just try it again because there's just so much there that
That
I
you
should love.
like.
Yeah, and
Right,
it's very
so-
highly rated. It's very highly regarded.
No, and
what are we
and
missing?
whenever I post
People
about it
love
on
it.
Instagram, I get 30 comments from people that are
My
like, "This
favorite
is my
game."
favorite game, top 3 game." Do that, like, and I get it. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, it has so many cool things, and maybe I need to play it with people who also love it, right? If I pulled this out with Ryan, me and him might just kind of pull each other down.
There
in
is
that
something
in
to that. There is something to
So
that.
if I can like, if I get to hang out with Nelson and Dalton, like Fantasy and Flight, they like love this thing.
Do they?
Right? Yeah, they love this game. Or the Being Friends guys, I think they really like it too. And if I can play it with them, I wonder if I'll see the joy in playing.
Yeah,
it, you know, like
Yeah.
that's
see
possible.
it.
That's interesting.
So I do. I'm glad it's in my collection. I'm gonna keep it. I want to play it with a group. I'm never gonna play it solo again. I want to play it with a group and try to erase my brain, sort of like Spirit Island. Like
Yeah.
I got to play with Bill,
I
who'd
gotta
never
do
played it
that.
before, and Joe, who'd never played it before,
And they loved it.
and they kind of got into it. And I'm like, okay, well now I can get into it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
this might have the same feeling.
There is something to that. For
yeah.
sure.
So I'll update you if I do play it again.
I want to hear.
Scythe, and I want
Okay.
to talk about one more Stonemaier thing. I just touch on it really quick because it's just an expansion. Between Two Castles has an expansion, brand new.
Oh,
It's called Secrets and Soirees.
Secrets and Soirees.
Do you know how to spell soiree?
S-O-I.
R-E-E.
Is there a U in there somewhere? S-O-I-R-E-E.
No U's.
S-O-I-R-E-E.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Sorry.
yes,
Bang.
soiree.
We're good
soirees.
spellers.
soy-
you ask
soirees.
the expert.
So if you
Oh,
remember,
boy.
if you don't know anything about Between Two Castles, it's the game between two cities. Go back and listen to episode something where I talk
something.
about it. But this
60
expansion
something.
is probably just a must buy. If you love Between Two Castles, just get the
this damn
expansion.
thing.
You need to
Sight
get it.
unseen.
Just
So it goes
get it.
like Strike.
Just do
yeah,
it.
just get it. It goes 1 to 8
buy it.
instead of 2 to 7. So there is a solo
Don't be a
mode.
wuss.
Just get the damn thing.
Just get it. Just freaking buy
Buy
it.
the
Okay.
goddamn fucking
So it adds
expansion.
another player, so you can play 8 now, which then pulls it into I don't want to
cool.
call this a party.
Yeah, like,
game.
why the
That's
fuck
a
wouldn't
lot.
you get
Why
this?
wouldn't-
Yeah, why wouldn't
What are you, a
you?
fucking
Who's gonna
loser?
play with
Just
7? You're
buy
gonna
the
play
damn
with
thing.
8.
Damn it,
What
you
is wrong with you?
stupid sons
Unless
of
you have
bitches.
that
What is it,
poor
8
one
person?
person.
Sit in the fucking
Fucking
corner.
expansion.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit in the corner.
Is that the
You're gonna
person
let
that fell asleep?
Steve sit
Wake
in the
him
corner
up.
by himself.
You have $20. What the fuck are you gonna do with that shit?
Yeah,
just buy this
just buy
goddamn
it.
expansion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So that-
feed my family.
I'm gonna pay rent.
I'm not the
Keep the lights on.
See?
Yep.
Oh man, Secrets and
Forget that Dairy
Soirees.
Queen. Get this.
Here's what it adds. So it goes 1 to 8 now instead of 2 to 7. So
Okay.
player count goes up.
And down.
2 new types. Yeah, down. Yep, up and down. Yep. It adds 2 new rooms. There's the
And a
secret-
boom.
There's a secret. No, oh my.
Sorry,
man.
Jeff. Sorry, keep going.
How much
man.
wine you guys both having it?
I'm getting like contact wine.
drunk.
Yeah. Contact drunk.
The 2 new types of rooms are secret rooms and
Soiree rooms.
activity rooms.
Activity.
But yeah, they should have just called it soiree
That's
rooms.
like a
Yeah,
sex
soirees.
dungeon.
There's a new specialty type of rooms that come out when you get 3 or 5 of the same building, so it's a little bonus. And there's more game trays, of course, to keep it
Oh, of course.
just as good.
Why
So
the fuck wouldn't you buy
if
this,
that's
though?
a game you love, that's just
I don't even have the game. I'm gonna buy the
I was
expansion.
just
I
to
Give me the
wanna
goddamn
buy-
expansion.
Or I kind of want to play this game. I also
Okay.
would like to play.
Hand raise system.
I would also like to play Viticulture. Just throwing
game.
that out
Good
into
game.
the
just one
universe.
time. Have you
We'll
played
borrow
it
it.
before?
I've never
I
played
owned
it.
it
I
two
want to
different
play
times,
it.
and she never played it either of the times I owned it.
Yeah, I want to
I'll bring it over. I'll
It's
play.
good.
I'll
It's a
play
good
with you.
game.
Yeah,
I like
it's a good
it.
one. So that's the Stonemaier corner.
It's on my maybe. I wouldn't say regret, but it's on my
Close.
short list of like maybe I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Because I played it the first time, I did not like it. I played it again the next time, I really liked it, and then I just never hit the table.
I
at all.
played
That's why I
it
just got rid of it.
base
Jeff
Viticulture
has it.
Essential Edition, and I was like, okay. And then I played it with Tuscany, and I was like, this is a board
is
game.
it.
This is the game.
Okay,
play
so
with
I went one.
Tuscany?
I'm one behind you. I played it original with it was the original version.
Yep.
Didn't like it. Then played the Essential Edition.
Okay.
Liked it a lot.
Okay.
Liked it a
The
lot.
Tuscany is
I didn't
just
add the Tuscany stuff in,
elevates
so.
it to a level where you want.
Well, because the
you-
Essential
that's-
Edition
that's the
has
game.
some Tuscany
Yeah,
things,
the
like
mamas and the papas
papas.
and the
mamas
mamas
and the
Mama has a mama and a papa.
Dreaming.
But then
Well-
this brings it up to now there's 4 seasons on the board instead of just 2. So you're playing workers in 4 different
I-
seasons.
I know.
It makes it more. I know. Makes it more of a game.
Well, maybe like Jeff has it, so maybe we can play with him, or
Maybe
we
he
can
does
borrow
have
it
it.
If you
or
need a
something.
Stonemaier game,
I'm
I
saying
have it,
don't
so-
just go out and buy it.
I won't go out anywhere. I go on
For a
no,
third
Ryan
time.
lives here.
Yeah, I'm
he's
not going
a
out.
homebody.
Yeah, he never leaves.
Going
So that's
anywhere.
it. Stonemaier
Oh, what are you trying to
Ever.
say? That's awesome. That's very cool.
play with your friends?
He's like, no. I want to stay in my basement.
So, do you like feeling stressed to the point where you may vomit? If so, keep listening. If not, keep listening. We went to Ben and M's last weekend, and we had a great time, as we said earlier. We played a ton of party-style games. We introduced them to Strike, which was maybe the most fun I've had playing that game, which means a lot because every play is so much fun. But
You
oh
played
my
it
God.
6 times or
I was
something?
laughing
Yeah.
so much that entire time. Like Natalie's famous, well, we got to play this last one for Jeff.
For Jeff. Oh, yeah. And then everyone at the table is just rooting for Natalie. It's Natalie and Jeff in the last 2, and everyone's like, yay, it's Natalie's turn. Yay, Natalie. Good job, Natalie.
My favorite part was when I think like Ben and Emily were still in, and then like Emily like rolled the dice and something bad happened, and Ben was just like, ha! Like, I was like, in your face.
Oh my God. It was funny when they were calling me out for like naming the numbers before they stopped spinning.
3.
Oh, yeah.
Some of
Ben's
that,
like, I can't
that
even
was
see
so
them.
It was super fun.
that was so funny. But okay, this game Jeff brought over. It was just called Stress, the board game. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It was called Immense Anxiety,
in a
the
box.
board game. No, it's called Stay Cool.
Stay Cool.
That just
Wouldn't
reminds
it
me of
be
Steve
cool?
Brule. Yeah, wouldn't it be
Stay
cool?
Yeah, Stay Cool.
But it could have been called either of those other two, and it would have sold just as well.
Yeah.
In Stay Cool, all you're doing is answering simple questions. That's it.
It's simple.
We
Easy.
can't even answer questions.
Easy
I mean,
questions.
you're timed a bit, but it's just a couple questions. But what if I told you you had to answer those questions at the exact same time? And then what if I told you that one of the questions that you were answering had to be answered with lettered dice? You're lettering, you're
just
spelling
yeah.
words with dice at the same time you're answering audibly a question from the other, right? There's 2 people asking you questions. And then what if I told you that eventually you would have to tell someone to flip the timer while you're answering as many questions as you can to score as many points as you can. And if you forget to tell them to flip the timer and it runs out, you're done.
Done.
What if I then told you that eventually you would have to tell someone to flip the timer, but you can't even see the timer? So you have to keep track of how much time has passed while you're spelling another one, and you're answering on dice, and while you're out loud reciting the alphabet backwards from Q to L.
Yes, this is real.
That's Stay
Yep.
Cool.
Stay cool.
What the? This game. All right.
Hard.
This game kind of blew me away. All right. I have some thoughts on this game here.
Oh, boy.
So there's another game that gives me this. There's only one more game I can think of that gives me similar anxious feelings as this game does, and it's called Anomia.
Oh.
Okay, Anomia fills me with this same like. No, you know what? There's 2. Oh God, we only played it once. It's the
Skull
trick taking
King.
game, Skull King. Holy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, we almost played it. We almost played
Yeah,
it.
they were like, let's
That'd
play
been
Skull
great.
King.
And then I hit
And
her around the
Ryan
corner.
just like was
Yeah,
like,
ran
no.
away.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yes, Skull King, Anomia, and now Stay Cool give me this anxious feeling. And I gotta tell you, it was so fun. It was so stressful. All right, okay, let me break down. I was a caricature of myself a few minutes ago when I was explaining the rules of the game, okay? Essentially what's happening, it's my turn, okay? I have 3 minutes. Not even close. I have 1 minute.
You have 4
minutes.
30
Or
seconds.
30 seconds. I have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
I have 2 minutes, okay? And so we'll say Jeff is in charge of flipping the timer 4 times because the timer is 30 seconds, okay? When the timer runs out the first time, he flips it again. And then he flips it again, and he flips it again, and after that, I'm done, right? So this is the first round, okay? I'm in the middle of 2 people. Let's say Natalie and Emily are to my left and right. Natalie is asking me questions that I have to answer audibly. I have to actually give her the answer. Like, the question again is, put these words in alphabetical order. Blue, green, yellow, orange. I have to put those in alphabetical order. At the exact same time she's asking me that, Emily is asking me a question that I have to answer. It's a 3 or 4 word answer that I'm spelling with these dice, these lettered dice, right? So hers, it might be like, what's the past tense of run? Okay, so I have to with the dice
Trying to, spin the dice, trying to find the right letters that you need.
While Natalie's asking me questions, and every time I correctly answer a question, they just move on to the next question. So you're just answering these as fast as you
it's
can.
all about multitasking.
And you have to do it really quickly because every question you answer has a certain number of points associated with it. So, for instance, I can't just avoid Natalie's questions and answer Emily's questions because at the end of the round, when the timer runs out, you multiply the points that you got from one card and the other card together. So if I'm answering Emily's questions on the dice, and because it's easier for me for some reason, and I get the entire card done, which is 5 points, but I haven't answered one on Natalie's, that's 0 points. What's 5 times 0? If I know anything about having children and then teaching them multiplication, it's 0.
That's 0.
All right, so 0 points. Or if I answer even only 3 questions, that might only be 1 point on that card. So you have to answer these as many as you can, as fast as you can. It reminds me of this Futurama quote where Zap Brannigan hands Kif this, there's pickup lines, and he's like, say as many of them as you can, as fast as you can. And so it's just like that. You're just like going through it like crazy. Okay, that's round 1. Now round 2, it's exactly the same thing, except the timer that Jeff's flipping for me, I have to now tell him to flip it before it runs out on any of those 4 times, or the round is just over. And then I get whatever I get, which is nothing, right?
Yeah.
So you are focusing on the dice while listening to these people ask you questions, and now you're adding a third component in, which is now I have to pay attention to the timer. Oh, I see the timer's about to run out. Flip, and you got to say flip while you're trying to answer these questions and do these dice. And if that wasn't enough, then it comes around the third and final round. It's exactly the same thing, except now there's you put the box in front of the timer, and so Jeff is flipping the timer, but I have to tell him to flip it, and I can't see it, so I have to count in my head. 1, 2, 3, to try to get to 30, to be as good while I'm doing these dice and answering these questions. They're stupid questions, but sometimes they're like when you're feeling so anxious and someone says put red, orange, and yellow in alphabetical order, you sit there and you're like,
or how about me?
Yellow,
they're like,
yellow,
what was the one? It was like something about like a color that's like a cheese,
and a cheese.
The answer was blue cheese, and I literally named every color except blue.
Yellow cheese,
gray, purple,
gray cheese,
purple, pink, white.
Gray. Yeah, you just freeze up, you panic.
Yeah, you just don't say what you think it is. And I'm telling you, I could totally see. I think Emily was like a one and done. Like I don't know if she would play that again.
I feel like,
but I had such a good time. I want to play it right now. I kind of wish you would have brought it so we could play it.
Yeah,
it is so.
it
is really, really fun. It's not a game that I could play multiple times in a sitting because of the stress
too
level.
much, yeah.
After it's over, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And there was a time, and I think Ben said this, I think it was about this game. He was like, when it was everyone else's turn, I wanted it to be my turn.
Yeah.
But when it was my turn, I didn't want it to be
that
my
was
turn.
like that's like the perfect
way to
I like
explain
wrote
it.
that down. I'm like, it's amazing
yeah.
watching other people take their turn, and then it's your turn.
Then it's your turn, and you're like,
no,
come
I have to do all of that.
I have to stay cool.
Yeah, now everyone's watching
But then when
me.
everyone else is doing it, you're like, I want to do it. But
yeah, well, because when you're watching other people do it, you know every answer instantly.
Yeah, you're a genius.
Yep, and then it's your turn, and you know
I know,
dummy.
come on.
nothing.
And then you're like, I don't know how to spell red.
About it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, is it fun?
It
you
is
guys,
fun.
it is great. What do you guys think about it?
Natalie?
I also think it's really fun. I it's very stressful. I'm not in general life that great at multitasking, so I wasn't that great at this game, but it was still really fun trying. And then because so there was 6 of us, right? And the person whose turn it was is obviously playing their turn, and then the people on either side of them are asking questions, and then another person is doing the timer. So like even though there's 6 of us and it's not your turn, you're involved a lot,
and it feels
on other
cool. I
people's
loved
turns.
when it was like, ooh, I get to ask the questions.
Yeah.
I loved that. You felt powerful.
Right. It was fun. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I mean, I agree. It was a stressful party-ish type game that it was different than, any other game I've played and made you feel a different kind of stress, but it was fun if you like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I want to buy it.
Yeah,
I think I want to buy it. Jeff, what do you think of Stay Cool?
I think it's awesome. I had so much fun. I was also like to point out that after my first round, Natalie decided to go, oh, well, Jeff just got all the easy questions. And then she proceeded to not flip a timer over once, got like -3 points, and then she's like, Jeff got all the easy ones. They asked him what color an orange was.
Emily's the one who kept saying that. She's like, oh, Jeff gets like, what's the color of an orange?
Someone else on the bus.
I know. Yeah, there we go.
Well, you did.
I know.
That's so funny.
I think it's just hectic, crazy.
Oh, God.
Insanity,
Yes,
but it's just so fun.
So fun.
No one cares what your points are. Sure, you can write them down. You're not stressed about winning. It's just, it's fun. And it's a game that you'll want to bring out for everyone. I think anybody could play this game because the answers on the cards are, in theory, simple.
Yes,
they are simple
Everybody
answers,
should
but
know them.
when all this stuff is going on, it becomes crazy.
Right.
There are, and it's built into the rule set. So there is definitely a situation I could see where you're just like, I just don't know that. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I can't think about it. And you're allowed one pass.
Yeah, you can pass.
When you pass,
So-
but you flip the timer
The
to the
timer
next
gets
number
flipped
immediately, so you lose
right
time.
away, right?
Yeah.
So you lose time. But and it didn't happen. There was only one time I can remember. It might have been Emily. There was one person who was just like, I don't know what that is. I just don't know. And they were like, well, I'm just stuck. And I was like, oh, you can pass. You know, and I think she did. I can't remember which one of us it was, but
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's
cool.
I think it's an easy thing to just buy and to just have in your collection and just something that people will just have fun playing.
I think Frankie and Kyle would love this.
And I
Yeah.
think that 6, I don't know if it plays a 7 or it's like 7 might be the max. I think like that 4 with 4, everyone's doing something every
Yeah,
round,
that's
which I think
true.
is very great. With 5 or 6, you know, there is a 2 rounds where you're not
Almost
doing
every
anything
round
other
you're
than
doing something.
watching someone try to do that. And that's also fun.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't like just sitting there and watching someone stress out, 4 is your perfect number because everybody has a job at 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
But man, it's a
Great
I am
game.
glad I
I'm
have
very-
it. It's
a
so
good
I'm
time.
fun.
very happy you brought that. I'm glad that we played it. I didn't want to. That's how it always happens. Where I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't know, that doesn't look that fun. And then we play it, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like Rhino Hero. That's what happened with Rhino Hero. I remember when we played Rhino Hero for the first time. Somebody was like bringing it. I was like, I don't want to play this stupid game. Same with the city. Those games like that. Oh, I love
now
when
you
that
love them,
happens.
yeah.
And this happened then, and it just made the game day that much more fun.
Yeah,
so
it was great.
That is stay cool. Stay cool.
Wouldn't it be cool?
Wouldn't it be cool? So what else, man? Anything else?
Yeah, I got one more thing.
All right.
You guys like escape room games?
No.
Yes.
Love them.
Yeah. So
I don't like them. I love them.
Well,
I think
you like them more than I do, I think.
I think the markets, I don't want to say flooded, right? But
There's a lot.
There's a lot. And
You're right.
people put little twists on it. But there's a publisher called Grand Gamers Guild.
Yeah, the Grand Gamers Guild.
They're a
GGG.
Michigan company. Do you
Are they
remember?
really? Maybe
Remember
I knew
yesterday,
that.
last
Oh, yeah, you thought it
episode
was, but it was
that
different.
Bellwether game shipped Lines of
Right,
Lydia
from Michigan, yeah.
and I was like, cool, Michigan company. And now, having talked to Grand Gamers Guild, they're in Grand Rapids.
That makes
cool.
sense.
So
I knew that.
So
I
I'm like,
totally
that's
knew
cool. So we were talking about, he's like, hello, fellow Michigander.
Hello, Fresh.
Anyway, they have this series of games out that they're calling their holiday hijinks. Right now, they have 2 of them, a Christmas edition and this one called the Independence Incident,
Ooh.
which I think Roberto messaged me or something while I was playing that and was like, is that how you had your first kid? I'm like, yeah, probably. I'm like, that's funny.
Do you mean Roberto from Sheer Boredom from the
Sheer
Gateway
Boredom,
Network?
Gateway? We are everywhere.
Segue.
Yeah. And so there are these small packs. It's literally the size of a card. Okay. So it's 18 cards. That's it.
Oh.
But it's packaged very small. And
Okay.
like basically think of a card that's like wrapped as a little present. That's
Yep.
it. Okay. So it comes with 18 cards. The holiday one might be different, but this one specifically is 4th of July themed right around when this episode is going to come
That's
out
cute.
where you're listening to it.
On
Actually, it
4th
will
of
come out
July.
on 4th of July.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Do we get a holiday off? That's why we're recording now.
No, yeah, right.
So yeah, it's only 18 cards, and most of which are just like puzzles on each card. And it's a lot more straightforward than some of these unlocks and exit. You're
Sorry,
kind
what's
of,
it called again?
It's called the Independence Incident.
Oh, that's the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's part of this holiday hijinks series.
Gotcha.
And I believe my guess would be that they're going to come out with, Halloween one and
Right.
something. So there's going to be like this pack of sort of
Comes out
these
throughout the
holiday
year.
ones. You can buy like both of them together for $18 or something. They'll send you both of them, that kind of thing. And you basically start by flipping over card 1, and there's a puzzle on it. And there's an app that goes along with it. And once you figure out the puzzle, which what's cool is about this one with using the app, it can be a word, a phrase, or numbers, and not, unlocks have to be a
Yep.
number or have to
Yep.
be something. This kind of opens it up a little bit with this app, and you allow it to like type whatever you want in there. And there's also this cool thing on the app. It's like an information section. So as we
Okay.
played this Independence Incident one, it was historical themed. You're trying to like figure out what happened to the Constitution and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
But there are this information. So you click on the information thing, and there's a bunch of list of stuff that you may or may not use throughout this thing. So it's like, who wrote this? Who wrote the Constitution? What states were a part of this? What does the flag look like at different years? So there's just a bunch of information, historical information that you can go through and look at that might help you. So you're not you don't feel stuck and you're not just Googling a bunch of stuff over and over again. Everything that you would need to help you solve the puzzle is in that information section, which I thought was kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah,
a use
nice.
of the app. It also has like a pretty decent like step-by-step, but it's straightforward. You're basically working at one puzzle at a time, and you have the cards that you need to solve that puzzle. So it'll say like solve puzzle 1, and then when you solved it, so the answer is, Natalie. So you type in Natalie in the app, and it'll say flip over card 2 and 3, and then that's the next puzzle. It's very straightforward, step by step. There is not, the exit where you get a piece of a puzzle here, and then you get a piece of a puzzle there, and you can work on that one.
Can't move
this
on
is
until you complete the puzzle.
This is very step by step. So you're working on one puzzle, you complete it, you flip over the next one, you do the next puzzle. There's a bunch of I was surprised at how many different types of puzzles there were in this just on a card. Whether it was Word or using Morse code or Braille or something. There's kind of some cool things
People
that
come up with those stuff.
I don't know.
It's so impressive to me. Even additionally onto game design is already impressive, but thinking of a way to puzzle people.
Yeah.
Multiple times across multiple games across Inca and Marcus Brandt. How on
or
earth
like
do they
those
keep
like
coming up?
Journal 29 things. How
Yeah.
do people come up with that?
It's just that is one of the most impressive feats of game design to me are these things.
And one of the things that with this and with like a Journal 29 is that the answer could be a number. It could be with this one. It's a little more straightforward. I know that this is probably going to be a number. I know this is probably going to be a word. With Journal 29, it could literally be anything.
Yeah.
But I think when you have 18 cards and you have 13 or 14 puzzles, the more you switch back and forth, the more your brain might think differently, or you could get stuck on an easier puzzle because you're thinking of the number puzzle that was last or the whatever. I like this. This had like a U.S. history theme to it, so I kind of was. I was kind of into it a little more than maybe Devin was, but I was like, this is kind of cool. And I also had a conversation with Mark at Grand Gamers Guild about possibly wanting to like bring this to my students. Like, he's like, hey, let's maybe talk about getting more to my students and maybe making this something that like I think they would like this. If I gave them just a little pack of cards and said, here, I need you to solve this today or go through it over the next couple of days, I think that'd be kind of cool. The app worked really smooth. My complaint on the app is it's just kind of ugly. It's just like blue. I wish it might have been more thematic. Had maybe the Star Spangled Banner playing in the background, or something.
Yeah.
It just seemed it was kind of like, I don't want to call it beta because it worked seamlessly. It worked very smooth, and there was no problem with it. But I wish the look maybe was
bland.
like the Unlock app is amazing.
Yeah, it's
right. That's the perfect app.
Well, so what I was going to say originally when you said the market's kind of flooded, you're right. I would also go one step further and to say it's really dominated by 2.
Yes.
So it's got to be hard to break in. Maybe not even just because the market's flooded, but because Unlock and Exit are the names in that genre.
Right, and they both have like a ton of
there's like those 2 and then everybody else.
Right underneath them.
So
it's
there's
gotta be hard to
Escape
break
Tales and there's the Maze Escape.
There's Escape Room in a Box.
There's
a ton of different things.
And now with more like crime type of crime's popular.
It's still popular.
Yeah, it's still popular.
Yeah, it's very popular.
But anyway, this is
like CSI and NCIS.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Puzzles were good, challenging. I didn't find them overly difficult. Devin and I got stuck on one, but then we looked at it. We're like, all right, well, I guess we could have figured that out. Like I said, I can only assume they're just going to make a few more of these to kind of maybe hit the holiday sort of thing, like a holiday pack of.
That's a cool way to make it stand out.
Yeah, that was different. So, and for only like $10, to get this game for $10 is nothing, and to get 2 of them for like $18.
That's a fun thing.
That's even cheaper than
so you can
$10.
find them at Grand Gamers Guild. If you just go there, you can just add it to your cart and buy things. But it's
Cool.
I am excited to try this with my students to see how it goes with them. So if you like this thing, it falls into a good category. You put it in your pocket. You can bring it to like an airport. You can just it's a travelable game as well. It's also something that if you play once, you won't want to play it again. Maybe you give it to somebody else. Right?
Yeah.
You just kind of put it in the mystery box and you just give it to somebody.
Oh yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the Independence Incident. The other one is called like something about Kris Kringle or Santa or some Christian holiday. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Holiday
awesome.
Hijinks.
So the actual system is called Holiday Hijinks.
So if you went into Board Game Geek and in the search box you could type in the Independence Incident and that game would come up.
Okay.
The series that they're coming out with of these 18 card escape room games are called the Holiday Hijinks.
Called the Holiday Hijinks.
So you could go. So I'm thinking on their website they have a thing that says Holiday Hijinks. You click on it and then there's the series that they're coming out with.
Okay.
Think about like when The unlocks.
Confusing marketing wise, I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't it
So,
seem a little like?
I wonder if maybe they're going to do, you know how Unlock has the timeless adventures and then there's 3 different ones in that box? I wonder if this is going to be buy the holiday hijinks pack and it comes with 10 of them or 7 of them when they're done, right?
Yeah.
When they've completed all of them. And now, or you can buy them individually.
I just wonder if it's not. I wonder why it's not under the umbrella of like GGG escape room.
Sure,
You know, like Unlock, and then it has these.
Yeah.
Like, what is the umbrella name?
The umbrella name might be the holiday hijinks.
The holiday hijinks. Yeah, interesting. Cool.
So,
well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'd like to talk to you all for a moment about the Gateway Board Gaming Network, which you can find at www.thegatewaynetwork.com and the Gateway Network on Instagram. The sole purpose of the network is to help new or up-and-coming content creators grow by shouting each other out. If you go to the Gateway Network website, you will find other amazing content creators who are trying to grow as well. They are all amazing people who produce fantastic content. It's very exciting, due also in large part to our merch store. Yes, we have a merch store, which you can find now at www.thegatewaynetwork.com/merch.
Whoa, merch.
Yeah. We have our amazing, incredible, beautiful web designer, Kurt the Viking, has updated some links for us. He felt like, every episode I'm saying redbubble.com/people/Gateway Network was a little bit, cumbersome.
Yeah,
and I agree with it. It's also just, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
Also, I like getting the name, the Gateway Network, out as much as possible, so he shortened it, which is great. Again, you can find that at www.thegatewaynetwork.com/merch. There you can find so many amazing items from a large portion of our members. Want to tattoo your love for sheer boredom on your face with Roberto's patented scissors logo? Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. But while you're doing so, maybe buy a throw pillow with his logo on it, so when you lay down afterwards, the logos can talk to each other. How sweet. Today, I would like to specifically highlight Allie of the Instagram account Family Meeple. They run a blog, a Facebook page, and an Instagram account where they talk all about their love for board games and sharing them with the family. They do unboxing videos, game reviews, previews, and more. Taken from the Gateway Instagram account, which was so generously put up there by our own Mad Board Gamer.
Hey.
They are a family of 4 with 2 young children from Charleston. Mom, Allie, and daughters Rory and Emmy are the main gamers. Although Allie enjoys and shares her solo gaming experience, they primarily focus on family weight games as well as games designed for children or new gamers. They share their love of gaming with everyone. People in and outside the hobby can connect and fall in love with this incredible family. So go check out the Family Meeple at their link tree, which is linktr.ee.
Yeah,
right?
you can, if you go to their Instagram,
If you go to their Instagram, it's their linked account. It's their link thing in their Instagram account. And maybe they'll be your new favorite content creator. Whatever kind of content you're looking for, the Gateway will have it. If you're a newer board game content creator and you're looking for a way to grow your content, please consider heading over to thegatewaynetwork.com to learn more. If you ever wanted to support the show, but weren't quite sure how to do it, maybe consider flushing your money down the Gamecasters toilet by way of our Patreon page. Yes, our Patreon. There are 4 different tiers, which will get you access to behind-the-scenes content, and exclusive content, or even content just simply ahead of time. You will also get swag that nobody else has access to, and just the opportunity to help out and support a podcast which you all love more than anything in the world.
Yay.
We have amazing patrons. Thank you all so much for your support, guys. If you would like to donate to us and help us pay for things like hosting fees and that 7th circumcision Jeff has had his eye on, please head on over to patreon.com/the Gamecasters to help out.
So that 6th one didn't go either.
It didn't take, man.
Didn't take.
Yikes.
Yeah.
You know best.
We need more patrons.
You know best.
Well, I was the one that did it.
Yeah. I think you knew right away. You did it, and you were like, "No, that's not going to hold."
I got it. I think I got
not
the
gonna-
wrong.
that's not
I should have
gonna
got
do
the
it.
blue wire. I got the red wire.
That's not going to do it.
I got the wrong wire. Here we are again with another installment of the Gamecasters Essentials. The idea behind this segment is these are games that all 3 of us unanimously agree, they have to be unanimous. We agree that they are likely good for most everyone. That's not to say that everyone will love them, but these are games that if you don't have a collection, we are saying these would be pretty safe bets to purchase sight unseen. At least the 3 of us would. We have 3 essential games already in this Essentials lineup, which are Bonanza, The Castles of Burgundy, and Strike. And now our 4th game, reaching the upper echelons of Gamecasters fandom, is... Drumroll, please.
Drums.
Just one. Why does just one make our Gamecasters Essentials list? It just might be the best party game ever. That's why. It's such a simple concept. Get someone to guess a clue using only one word, but that one word can't match anyone else's or it will not be seen by the guesser. So be clever without being too obvious. It works for everyone. It's cooperative, which isn't typical of party games, which makes it stand out and is easy to get new players to try. It's just really, really fun trying to think of words and that you think is the most perfect clue, only for 3 other people to also give that one, canceling them all out. And now the person has no idea what the hell the word is supposed to be. What a great game that just doesn't really get old. It's one of those games.
It doesn't.
You know,
you can play over and over.
Over and over. We would play this game like multiple times in a sitting.
Yeah.
You know, just to, I don't know. It's one of those games where I don't want to say score doesn't matter because you are trying to like beat your score.
Right, like it doesn't matter.
But just the playing of the game is so fun.
Yeah.
You just want to keep it going because it's awesome to see.
Yeah.
There's a few games that are like that, right? Like that you just play.
Like Telestrations.
You're not playing for the winning. Yeah, Telestrations is a perfect
Yeah.
example. It's just really,
The
really, really
experience is just
awesome
fun,
to
yeah.
play that game. And it's almost an activity at that point. Almost.
Yeah.
You know, because you just want to do it because it's enjoyable. What do you guys think about
It's like a
Just
cooperative
One?
game. So if you did care about the score, it's more like you're just trying to beat, the game, like trying to like get the
let's
most
get
right.
one more correct. Then
Yeah.
because we've never gotten that magical number 13.
Nope, we've
or
never
whatever it
gotten
is.
them all, but
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. It's really fun and it's like hilarious because you're trying to. There's usually really obvious words you can write, but you're trying not to match someone else. So usually everybody avoids those obvious words, and then people come up with these like outside of the box words, and so then the person sitting there looking at them trying to figure it out
What
is
the
like,
hell is
what?
that?
Because everybody doesn't, you want to give them as many clues as possible, but
What am I
we've
looking
played
at
it
here?
like a million times. It's so fun.
So fun. Jeff, what do you think about why is Just One a Gamecasters essential?
So here's why I think it's essential. I need to buy another copy of this game
me
because the markers are dead.
Yep. me
Yeah.
too.
For how
Agreed.
much this game has been played.
Agreed.
And that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me to spend $20-some to buy this game again because I know it's going to be played another 50 to 100
That's a
times.
great
Right.
point.
Yeah.
Some games you would
Same
care. Some
thing
games
with-
you'd be like, ugh, this is annoying.
Same thing with why Strike was in it. I'm buying another copy of Strike so I can just leave it at school for my students to play it. And then I can have my own copy. This is something that you take everywhere. It's just easy. It's a smaller box. It gets thrown in a
Yeah.
bag. It goes.
It's always a hit.
Yeah.
And it's so, it just gets people, it's fun. You don't need to be like, with word games, I don't want to compare anything to like Scrabble, but like with Scrabble, a lot of times you need to like know words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like, you don't have to be the smartest human being in the
Sure.
world to be good at this game or to have fun.
Exactly.
And that, I like that
So
a
the
lot.
intimidation factor. is
Yeah,
what
the
you're getting at.
intimidation,
It's gone.
and you're working together, right?
Right, which is good for people
My-
who aren't maybe into games. A lot of people have that fear of like, I don't want to
Yeah.
look stupid.
Yep. It's
Like you
intimidating.
won't in this game.
No, you won't. My students play it like Ryan said. My students just play it. They
Yeah.
don't. They take the stack of cards
Yeah,
and they
go
play
through
until I'm
that.
like, you need to go home. And that's. I'm like, did you guys score? Did you get your 13? They're like, we're just playing.
We're just playing because
Yeah.
it's
It's
awesome.
just
And
fun.
it's I don't know. It allows you also to be creative, which I like. And Ryan always says this about code names or other games, where it just allows you to be like, I can think of this word. Like,
Yeah.
this is such a perfect
Yeah.
clue. And then either you're the only one that does it, and you're like, yes, I'm so creative. And the person that looks at it goes, what are you
Yeah,
saying?
what on earth is
or
that?
Yeah.
that moment where they get it, and you're like,
Yeah.
yes,
That's the
like,
best.
Thank
I
you
live for that moment.
Or
Yeah.
it's so fun too when everybody like you write your word and you display them all and then you're looking and you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah, good one, and then you're like watching the person like
Like, come on, you can do it. Like, you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it leads to cultural references. It leads to inside jokes. Remember that time? And it's a game that I think makes memories, which
Yeah,
is
good
always
point.
something that I think
Yeah.
about with a game like Avalon.
Yeah.
You
Right.
remember a certain play. You
Yeah.
remember a certain word. You remember that you laughed at this, and that's what I think is.
Yeah,
I don't
recalling
remember.
that is so
I don't
fun.
remember individual plays of Trois, but
Agreed.
I love that game.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
don't remember that yellow
Remember
die
that
I
one
took.
time? Yeah.
Like that rarely happens with those type of games. Even
You
though
are
I love
killing
them.
it right now. Everything you're
this
saying,
is
I'm
it.
hanging on every word you're saying.
Well, I'm
while
gonna stop there.
interrupting
I'm gonna
you.
stop there.
While I'm interrupting.
I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead.
I'm
This is
sorry.
it. Good.
Damn,
Just one.
man, Jeff, you
Essential.
rocked the shit out of that.
Just one.
Just One is our 4th Gamecasters Essential.
Boom.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this segment.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that we're continuing this because I feel like we have 4 like rock solid entries so far. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see where this goes next.
If you like it, send us 69 cents to Venmo. Venmo for 69 cents. If you also
69
like just one.
We now move on to the segment of the show that has the highest ratings. The other 2 hours and 15 minutes are merely a lukewarm build-up, an ice-cold cool-down to the burning magma center of our show. That is the Instagram inbox.
And now it's time for the Instagram inbox with the Mad Board Gamer.
Welcome to the Instagram inbox. I am the Mad Board Gamer, and let's talk about the Instagram inbox.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one. I'm really excited for this.
Okay, so Ryan and I have gone to the local game store often.
Often.
It's one of our hobbies is just going to the store.
It's fun.
Always
And-
last minute.
Yeah, sometimes Ryan just gets up and he's like, I'm going. I'm like, all right, I'll be there.
Yep, meet you
I'll be there in
10
30.
minutes. Yeah.
And we've started to really like, we developed our own excuse for buying games. And it's just funny of like, and Ryan posted it in this thing, someone could die.
What if they die?
What if someone dies unless I buy this game?
Yeah.
So if I come home with a game, someone was in danger.
Yep,
and I
they were
bought it.
gonna die.
And I think as board
had to.
gamers, we are inherently collectors. A lot of people are collectors. And I think when you have that mentality, you make excuses for buying games.
Yep, you want to own it.
And that's the same thing. It's borderline hoarding, right?
Yep.
Where if you ever watch the show Hoarders and
Love
someone
that
is
show.
like, someone's like, well, I might need this printer from 1984. I just
wanna
might need
play
it.
this
It doesn't
game.
work. What if I
gonna
have to
put it-
bash someone over the head with it?
I'm going to put it back together at some point. And it's just like sometimes we make excuses. So I asked the Instagram world, what excuse do you have or have you made for buying a board game?
Oh, God, I need some
I
popcorn.
just saw
And-
I Fantasy and some Flights. One of them posted something about like I think I'm like buying board games more than I like playing board games.
Oh, yeah, it was like
or
a pie
something
chart. Like,
that.
what I
Yeah.
enjoy, buying board games or
like
playing
Yeah,
board
that's
90%
games.
Tiny
buying.
Slice was
90%
like
buying.
playing board games.
It's a
Yeah.
hobby. Researching and purchasing is a hobby in itself.
Yeah.
We've talked about that many times.
Yep. Yeah, the chase. The chase is always fun.
Right, the chase.
So I'm gonna give some shout out to some people and some good excuses.
Oh, I'm excited
for
for this.
buying some board games.
Very
So Thomas Schmidt on Instagram, he has a funny one where if it wasn't available at one place and you find it at another place, you got to buy it because it could go out of stock.
Yep. Gotta go right now.
I'm like that.
Yep.
I'm like, yep. And I've been there. I've done that
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, ooh, that wasn't here last time.
Yep.
What
Gotta
if
get
I
it.
want it?
here.
I better get it.
It's not
Now's
going to be
my
here next
chance.
time. This
Yeah.
is it. This is the only time. You know what? I'll say this. It's more true and accurate with board games than other things.
Yeah.
Because board games do go out of print, and then the secondary market price skyrockets.
Right.
So, Natalie, that's an acceptable excuse for me.
That's happened at Gen Con
These
too.
are all like, I'm gonna use
Yeah.
this.
I remember when Joe bought MOA or whatever, like he was kind of like, I don't know, and they're like, there's only 2 left.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll buy it.
I'll buy it.
I know, it's a selling point. It really is. And then people are like, yep, it's great. It happens.
Meanwhile, they only brought 3 copies.
Yeah. These are
Like,
the
it's
only
going
2
quick,
we
there's only
bought.
2 left.
Yeah. Never bored of gaming. Who responds all the time, so thank you for that.
All right.
Says, and you could insert probably anything here. My parents would love this, or my blank would love
Yeah.
this. But those people never play games.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, they would
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I've bought games. My students would love
You know
this,
what?
and I buy
My
games and they don't.
dog would love,
love
this game.
this game.
I gotta buy that.
Being Friends Official says it's a business expense because I have a YouTube channel. So it's a business. I can just write it off.
Business.
Right.
That's actually smart.
Yeah. Fake Gamer Goat, of course, says, well, it's on sale. That's like,
Yes.
All right. Yep.
That's
Yep.
a big excuse.
Yep.
Well, I got a good deal.
That's
Yeah.
our buddy Brian Beach. That's his syndrome. He'll text me and he'll be like, dude, I just bought Joan of Arc. It was a hella amazing deal. It retails for $430. I got it for a steal, $399.
yeah.
Right.
Big discount.
Play for Gutty, Gutti, says, I need it for an essay. Just like, need it for an essay.
It's a school project.
Yeah, it's a school project. I need it for an
Have
essay.
to, yeah.
Or is he talking about like his Mexican friend?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, essay. Yeah. Cardboard collecting cat. It's for quality couple time.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
used that where it's like, oh, I think Devin might like this
Right.
game. I'm going to buy it.
And then it comes in the mail and it's just like, this
reason.
plays 3 to 5.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Or like, you know, I
But it's
hate
better
this.
to ask for forgiveness than
Right.
permission.
Yeah.
I hate push your luck games. Well, I thought you would like this one.
Well, this one
one's
also
different.
has worker
Totally
placement.
This one's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Dog powered vehicle. One of our
Oh, yeah.
buddies.
Yep.
I have the rest in the series.
Yeah.
So it's like
right.
you buy. I got
Yeah.
my expansion. I
completion
gotta buy it. Yep.
syndrome.
It's
Yep.
easier.
I already got the rest.
Yeah.
Same thing. Dog powered vehicle. It's out of print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife will like this one. It was on sale. See, it's all the same.
Yeah.
These are
It's
great.
It's all coming in there.
Relate to all of them.
So, Board Game Review UK runs a great Instagram account. Okay, which is also, do you know Mother's Day, I think in the UK is called Mothering Sunday? Is that
What?
a thing?
I
You might
didn't
need to
know
Google
that.
that while you do this.
I'm Googling
but
it
this
right now.
says-
I'm Googling it right
but
now.
His excuse was, I bought my wife viticulture for Mothering Sunday as she likes wine.
Sunday, March 27th is Mothering Sunday. Here's the first thing. People also ask, what is the difference between Mothering Sunday and Mother's Day? Mothering Sunday and Mother's Day both have different origins, although they represent the same thing.
Okay.
They originated very
Celebrate their
differently.
mothers.
Mothering Sunday has been celebrated on the fourth Sunday in Lent in the UK and Ireland since the 16th century.
Okay, so if you're
they,
in the
they
UK,
probably have
it's-
the rights.
Yeah,
to
they would.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
the right word.
So, yeah, bought my wife viticulture because she likes wine.
Mothering
Yeah.
Sunday.
You know, it's like,
That's-
well,
oh, you like
I've done
here's
that
this
before.
one hobby.
I've done that
Yep,
before.
Boom, and that's like, oh, now I
Yep.
can buy a game because of that hobby.
Yep. Yep.
Curtis Howland
Yeah.
says, I once dropped a bomb in the bathroom at my FLGS. Felt bad, so I bought Yukon Airways.
That's
Dropped a
awesome.
bomb, felt bad, so we
You're
bought
like-
Yukon Airways.
Your wife or who your significant other what can they say?
Yeah.
Like, why'd you buy that game?
Well-
I just blew the shit out of their toilet
Yeah.
and it smells in there. Yeah, good point.
I
You should,
owe
Yep.
them.
you should go buy another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mick Dave Mick, a new edition is coming. I have to buy this one because the boxes match. Like expansions, you buy the
Yep.
Century
Yeah.
Roads because they all match.
Absolutely.
The details
Just a
there.
Girl Who Games says it's pretty.
There's
Yep,
nothing wrong with
that's
that.
a good reason.
Yep.
I don't know if
The
it's a good reason,
McMeeple
but it's a reason.
says, too long, I'll DM you and I'll read what he says. But that's what he says. Board Games Addicted ITA.
Okay. Wow.
It's a reward because I passed my exam.
There you go.
You
Oh,
did
yeah.
something and you
Yep.
buy it as a
You-
reward.
Yep.
I like that one.
you give yourself.
Treat
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep.
Treat yourself.
QVO Game says it might go out of print.
What if it does?
What if it? What if this
gotta
could
buy
be the
it.
last copy of this game? I need
Yeah.
to
What
buy
if
this.
I
game.
don't-
It could go out
I don't
of
buy this
print.
now, it's going to cost triple.
That is going to
the
haunt me the rest of my life. Do you
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
want that on your
missed
conscience?
out. All
This
the-
is one that I know that I've used and that also as Ryan have used. Spooky Gems. I actually bought this forever ago. It was just on back order.
Oh my gosh, I say that.
It just showed up.
Natalie will say,
What
like,
happened?
She'll be like, "What's this game?" And I'm like, "Oh, I kickstarted
this
that
is
like
a-
2 years
This
ago."
is way back. Oh, this is.
You
Oh,
We've
long
already
ago.
spent money.
You lied
There
about
you
that?
go.
This money's all
Oh,
way
we
been
spent
gone.
that like back when
Are
Oh,
you
we're outing-
serious?
I
no,
have
of course
I
not.
have done that before.
You have?
I have.
Oh boy, Natalie's
Well,
going
I'm
back.
not saying all the time.
Babe.
Only most of the time.
You got babed.
No, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's
That
move on.
is
Rich
rude.
Plays Board Game says limited item in stock, of course.
Yeah,
You just
right.
get-
There's only
oh,
two
well,
left. I got to get it.
CP Wilson, one of the things we've always said, it was just cheap. The price was ridiculously cheap.
$400. It retails for $430.
Yeah. Games with Marshmallow says the same thing. I like Games with Marshmallow. It's a funny
Yeah.
That's a
That's a
cool.
good
That's a
name.
cool account.
But same thing. It was on sale. It was a good deal. We've
Yep.
all done the good deal,
Yep, good deal.
buy.
It's a good deal.
Mr. Measles says, well, it's basically like the cost of going to the movies.
I love that excuse.
Me too.
Yeah.
I
It's
love.
like-
I think that's one of the best things ever. Like I get some. Okay, I could spend $25 in for a movie that I'm only going to see for an hour and a half, or I could spend $25 and get this game. We're going to have so much fun with.
They were
going to
play it all the
For the
time.
rest of
and
the
then you never
time.
play it.
I just happen to see like 30 movies a month.
Yeah, exactly. The game table, Daniel, right?
Yep.
He says, and he's a big this person fan. Got to complete my Feld collection.
Got to.
So every
Yeah.
Feld game that comes out, he buys it. 'cause
His
he's-
wife must know if a
Every
Feld game
Feld
comes
game
out.
comes out,
I'm
gets
sorry,
it.
that's happening.
Funhouse Imp. I think she lives down in Texas.
Okay.
She says, "I love the movie," or it could be like, "I love the book. I love the whatever
sure,
series."
sure,
so I
sure.
gotta
Yep.
buy it.
I love the
Good.
theme.
A
I love
strong
the-
IP.
Yep.
Yeah.
Better Half Reviews dropped a whole bunch. Says, "Gotta get that free shipping."
Oh yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
popular
I bought a
one.
$5 love letter. I got to spend $95
I gotta
to get that
spend-
free shipping.
Yep.
Yep.
The
I have
art
to.
is really pretty. Look at those meeples.
Look at those meeples.
Yep.
It's a Red Raven game, so I just have to have it.
Ryan Lockett, hello.
I have to have it. It's a good learning tool for my son when he's old enough in a few years. Which is just like great.
I've used that before. Like, I'm going to play this with the kids
Yeah.
when they're old enough.
and it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
In 6 years.
Yeah.
yeah. So, Nestor, of course, it's on sale.
back.
I'll never find it at that price again.
Never.
Yep.
Never. Bad Board Game Covers also echoes Mr. Measles about like it's the equivalent cost of doing something entertaining,
Right.
right?
Right.
Whiskey and board games. The excuse is, hey, look, a board game, and then just buys the board game. Fantasy and Some Flights is something that I also think of. Want to support a local business during this terrible
Oh,
pandemic.
yeah, you must.
You have to do this.
Definitely. Need
Yeah.
to. If
Sheer
I don't buy
boredom-
this game, they're out of business.
Better
Sheer boredom. I
patronize.
think this is a real one.
Okay.
If you don't get it, you might have to pay retail price versus a Kickstarter. So
That's
if I
a
don't
good
back it on
point.
Kickstarter, I'm going to have to pay retail. It's going to be
Yeah.
up. I'm
That's
not going
like
to get Kickstarter
$5 to $10
bonus.
more.
And
So-
I'll go,
That
"Oh,
happen.
Yep.
I have to buy retail.
Roberto also said, well, Jeff Madigan has it, so should I.
Well, the Gamecaster said.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get another
It's on their
Exclusive.
essential list, so I have to.
They said buy it sight unseen.
Yeah, they just said buy it. They did it, so they bought
By
it.
strike.
Thomas Jorkland.
Thomas Jorkland.
But there's a B in front, so I wonder if it's
Bjorklund? Bjorklund.
Bjorklund. Thomas Bjorklund said, I won it in a giveaway. That could be another. I won it. I won this game. What
I
are you
haven't used
talking
that
about?
one. I've never used that one.
Well, he might next time.
I'm learning so much.
Ameritrash. Ameritrash Talk.
Yep.
So
Yep.
she runs a great account.
Yeah, she does.
I'm going to add an F word in here. I told her that I would.
Do it.
Okay.
Oh, so this is not her F.
Now I'm going to come back to. I'm going to save this one for last.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So Plurpy.
You also got to read us Sam McMeeple.
Oh yeah. So Plurpy said, I'm adding it to my Amazon order that also had baby Tylenol in there to get same day delivery. So I needed to buy the
exactly.
game to do
Right,
that.
exactly.
Yeah. I wanted to buy the game. This is also Plurpy. I wanted to buy the game for myself to see if it's good to buy for someone else as a gift.
Oh, I
right, of
like
course.
that excuse.
Yeah. Ryan answered this question, said someone might die.
Someone might die. What
do you
happens?
see?
What happens if they need?
Board on tables again. Michael says they were on sale.
Did he write it like that?
No, he had like
Yeah.
dots. So Sam McMeeple has the same excuse that I've used buying games for Devin. If Michaela, so his girlfriend,
yep.
future wife, maybe.
Oh, you're throwing this out there now.
Yeah, a lot of
We are-
assumptions.
come on, it's
Why don't we
happening.
just propose for Sam
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Michaela.
They have to be.
If we're all on one knee collectively on behalf of Sam.
On behalf of Sam,
What do you
Will
think her
you
middle
marry
name
him?
is?
yes.
Michaela Susan.
But anyway,
What? Is,
Michaela Susan. That's what you think her middle name? It's probably not. It's probably like Anne or something.
what if it's
or
like
Marie.
Schmichaela?
Michaela
Michaela
Jane.
Schmichaela. And
Schmichaela.
Sam's last name is Fakela. Michaela Schmichaela Fakela.
Michaela Samantha.
Anyway, Michaela, we are all on our knees.
Yeah, so
Begging you, please.
and then what? And then what happened?
Take that, Sam.
Take it. What do you think about that, Sam? The three of us versus
on
you.
our
What do you think?
Who's she gonna pick?
So Sam will show Michaela a game, and if
Yeah.
she seems mildly interested, or the answer is close to yes as he's researching,
Sure.
he'll
Do
buy
it. Yeah, gotta
Yeah,
do it.
he'll buy
Yep.
it.
Yep.
All right, and the last one. So the trash talk. Let me get to.
That reminds me of you. Ryan will like say like, "Oh, I bought this game," and then I'm like, "What, you did?" And he'll be like, "No, I didn't. I was just."
I do that. I
gauging
gauge
your
her.
reaction.
I gauge
or
her
if
a
I'm like,
ton.
I'm like, "Oh, cool," and he's like, "Cool," and then he goes and
Yep,
actually
then I
buys
buy
it.
it.
Yeah.
He seriously.
So I wouldn't say
does
that's an excuse, but I do that all the time.
That's great. All right, I got a couple more before I read Trash Talk. Board Game Fish says it's Monday. That's a good one. Just buy it. It's
Monday's
Monday.
new game day.
Tabletop Vibes goes with the cheap. I always buy games when they're cheaper too. Meeple Mentor gave me a few, and this is one. I just hide it in my collection.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've done that
You
before.
hide it in the collection, and then it'll just blend right
Unfortunately,
in.
since Natalie is such a gamer as well, she knows everything.
She knows.
She knows.
Meeple
When did we
Mentor
get that?
also has done the Kickstarter, which is funny because I've got about 3 people who say they backed it on Kickstarter, and I just forgot it was
Yeah.
showing up.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
My God, I can't believe it.
So 2 more. Zadi
say that
plays
all the
games.
time. How many
Zadi
is
plays
real?
games. It has.
Most times it's
It's a Kickstarter exclusive. I need
Yeah.
the Kickstarter
Right.
exclusive, which
Yep.
we've all used.
Yep.
Need the extra stuff.
So I'm going to add the F word in there.
Okay, here we go.
Ameritrash Talk says, "I need no excuse. It's my big girl money, and
Yeah.
I'll buy what the fuck I want
Fuck
with it."
Yeah,
Who needs an excuse? That's a way to end
that's
it.
it.
Hey, throw the papers in the air. Woo!
yeah. Mic drop.
So what's your excuse?
Oh
for
my
buying
gosh, that
games,
was
you know?
so that was good. Yeah, think of an excuse that you have. We would love to hear it. Send it to us.
Yeah.
If there's any
We'll
more, I
have
mean,
good
I
ones.
feel like we got we,
Yeah,
we hit the
those
whole
are
of
all
yeah,
Instagram
ones that
it's
there.
like everything.
thought
That
about
was,
said.
that
yeah.
was really, really good. So now it's time for your favorite hostess to dazzle us all with thoughts from her mindfolds. Let the synapses fire with Natalie's Nook. Why don't you step inside? Come on, it's warm in there. You think you found some grass, but nope, it's pubic hair. You wonder why there's so much underwear. You stepped inside of Natalie's Nook.
This Natalie's Nook is brought to you by Cameron James.
Oh, right, that's right. The
Ryan's
Cam
son
Man.
Cameron. You may have heard him speak on 2 episodes ago talking about storytellers.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
storytellers, right. You're
One
talking
day,
really quiet.
I was like, hey.
Now you're talking really loud. Calm down, Natalie.
I know. I was like, hey, Cameron, I'm having trouble coming up with a Nook idea. What do you think? And then he actually came up with something, and I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, like right out, like the first thing
He's
he
like,
said.
what if you
we were
talk
like, oh,
about
this, you dumb idiot. Here's a
games
good
that
one.
are easy and games that are hard? And I was
bothering me.
like,
I'm playing Roblox.
actually.
yeah, no, you're right. That was a good answer.
So today's Nook topic is easy games versus hard games. What makes a game easy and what makes a game difficult? And do you prefer easy games or prefer difficult games? And why? Or when?
Wow. Good job, Cam.
So for me, I think what makes a game easy are things like simple rules, minimal rules. The length is shorter. It's games like Happy Salmon. Doesn't take long to learn. Strike. It's easy and fun. Las Vegas. I think what makes a game hard is more complex rules. You need to form strategies. You need to think ahead and form plans when you're playing the game. And I mean, I'm gonna pick the most hard. I'm gonna pick the hardest games there are. Vital Lacerda's. That's like, you know, what I think of when I think of hard games.
Natalie, say hard games.
yeah, hard.
Do it.
Can we do the beginning part again? Penis games.
But yeah, what do you guys think makes a game easy
Well,
or hard?
I have some thoughts about this. Unless you want to go first, Jeff.
No,
Doesn't
go
matter.
ahead and read the blog to rule all blogs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Ryan
exactly.
wrote a blog.
Did you write a
no.
No.
geek list about
No,
this
he's
or
joking.
something?
Did I already geek list about it?
Whatever.
No. What makes a game hard? No. To me, it's the increase in decision points is what amps up complexity or what makes a game hard, because it's kind of what are you really talking about when you say what makes a game easy versus what makes a game hard? You know, like easy to learn, you know, like
Yeah.
easy like skill level to play. You know, I kind of take what his topic meant. The way I'm going to interpret it is like what makes a game really complex, you know, and difficult on the brain versus what makes a game just not at all. And like you said, simple rule set, I'm not 100% sure I agree on that. I mean, for the most part, I would say definitely. But there are games like Tigris and Euphrates, which I would say is a very hard game that has almost, you know, the rules are like nothing. The rules are like a page or two.
Yeah.
The game is hard in the decision points that are presented to you.
That's a good point.
That are, you know, they come out with playing the people. You know what I mean? Like Vital Lacerda games that you talked about a minute ago are notorious for you only do one action. You're just doing one thing on your turn. But that one thing has all these cascading consequences, or that one decision you make, if I do that, that lets me do this, which lets me do this, and that, and that, and that, and that. And it's like this big tree of decisions. And so you're just thinking so hard about the actual decision to make. And to me, that decision point is what makes the game difficult versus simple.
Yeah.
So in a game like you talked about Happy Salmon, there's no decision to make. The decision is just you look at the card and it's like, okay, I got to give a high five. Boom. So it's easy. Right. Or Strike. There's no decision to make. You're just rolling the dice and you're basically, the game plays itself. Right. Strike. Or Just One even is like, the decision is, what word am I going to choose? There's a little more decision than there is in a game like Strike. So it's I would say it's a little harder. And then you keep going up in complexity with these other games. And I think what you tend to find is the games that have you thinking more about the decision you're making are the games that you would probably call harder.
Yeah.
That's my off the cuff
good
first
answer.
blush. So what do you think?
Good
Jeff?
answer.
Good answer. Thanks.
Well said.
Thank you, sir.
I have a couple thoughts.
Let's hear it.
Okay. With easy games, I think I'm going to go beyond the Happy Salmons and the Strikes of the world and go with easy games like, you know, take a level up and go like a Sagrada, Castles of Burgundy, where the rule set might not be small. It might not be extremely long. It's not 30 pages of rules.
Yeah.
The rules are intuitive for an easy game, in my opinion, where I can...
Yeah.
This makes sense. It makes sense that I take this... I draft the die and I have to put it on a space that looks like the die I have, and I can't put colors next to each other. So that type of rule set is intuitive. I don't have to look back at the rules.
Right,
I don't
you
have
don't
to
need,
ask
like, a
questions.
player aid.
Absolutely.
That
And this is like a different easy than the easy I was talking about. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
'cause
it's
there's so many
ease of
different
play.
levels.
Right. Ease of play is different than like complexity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I completely agree with that.
And that leads into, you know, even longer games that are intuitive feel easy going and feel like, you know, when I play Castles of Burgundy, that game is easy going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to like overthink things. It's just smooth. Everything kind of makes sense. The board refills first, all that kind of stuff. Iconography helps with ease of play where I'm not looking at the rulebook every 5 seconds to do that. And I think with, we can look at the strikes and just be like, this is a simple game. Chuck the dice.
Yep.
Right.
Right. Throw that there. And you're done. With hard games, I think something that probably should be talked about is the length. I think when you increase a length of a game and the girth of a game, it becomes harder. So, and that's even a simple game that takes 5 hours just becomes like hard to play, right? This is a hard game to just get through. I'm playing Twilight Imperium, and it's just a fucking eternity as I'm playing this game. That's difficult to play versus also then a complex game. And there's then those great combinations of a game like On Mars that has that longer gameplay, but also is that high complexity.
Yes.
I think to go along with Ryan of like the amount of options you have to do can make a game difficult, or maybe Ryan likes the term overwrought sometimes.
Yep,
so there's just
sometimes.
sometimes too
Sure
much
does.
going on, or does it need all this stuff? That can make it difficult. I also think some games can be hard in terms of like the toitness.
Yeah. Right.
Games that are
so
toit.
That's a good point
single
right there.
action matters. And if
Yeah.
you fuck up on that third turn,
is hard.
that is hard, and you just learn your lesson, and you go, "Well, I'm out this game." Like that's
I
hard
fucked
to
it up.
swallow. It's hard to want to play that game again, maybe. But that's also what makes the game maybe really, really great.
Yeah.
Is the tightness of it.
Yeah.
So that was my easy, hard.
Yeah, I agree with you because
Slashing.
hard and easy does not necessarily equate to fun, right?
Yeah.
Because easy games can be super fun, hard games can be super fun. I think
Right.
I like that point that Jeff just made at the end there about the toitness.
Toit.
Because a game like, we'll say, The Magnificent, very toit game. You have 12 actions, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Total throughout the entire game. So that's a game where it's got kind of, I would almost say, a split between like a Castles of Burgundy rule set where it's like, it's easy to play. It's like an easy to play game, but that toitness increases the hardness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it does.
But because with that increased, or that increased toitness comes, I think you have, my decisions are now at an elevated level of importance. So I'm better because I'm going to keep harping on decision points, but my decisions better be spot on, bang on. They better be bang on,
Bang on.
or like Jeff said, you're done. That game's over.
Yeah.
So what about you? What do you think?
I
My
already
lady.
told you what I think.
You tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rule
Well,
set stuff.
I think also it's interesting because, like you said, there's easy games and hard games, and we enjoy both types. But maybe there are people out there who prefer easier games.
Oh, there
'cause
definitely
that's more
are.
fun to them. Or
100%.
people who prefer hard games, like they think the easier games are just like
it's a mood thing.
silly.
I think a lot
but
of the
yeah,
time.
but then people like us who like both, yeah, it's a mood thing. Like I really like hard games, but I also want to play them a lot less than I want to play easy games because it's harder on the brain, or I'm tired, or whatever the reason is, or I worked all day, so I want to play an easy, quicker game.
Yep.
But when you do play that hard game in a setting that like works for that, then you like have so much fun. Like let's say at a convention, you play On Mars or something, and
Yeah,
and
we'll
you
never
just
forget
have
that.
like the best time. And
On Mars has given me one of the most consistently rewarding experiences in a heavy game, which is, you don't get that same level of rewarding in an easy game, right? An easy game, you might get that really like quick shot of adrenaline, that like really quick fun
Right.
shot, which is awesome and provides these memories. That's like where I feel like the adrenaline shots are where you remember stuff the most. But
Yes.
I've never felt super rewarded playing an
Right.
easy game.
Yeah,
you don't
you're
play
right.
Happy Sam and you're like,
it creates
damn,
fun
that
memories,
was wow, that
inside
felt
jokes.
great.
But then a hard game is satisfying.
Yeah,
It
it can-
makes
you
You
Yeah.
created something.
Right.
Yeah.
Your
I just spent
plan
3
worked
hours-
or it
right.
didn't work,
Yeah.
or yeah, hard.
hard, easy, hard. We just have
Easy and
Long and
hard.
hard.
And soft games.
there will never
Thanks,
ever
Cameron.
need to be another thing said about this topic. We just covered it all.
We got it all.
We
Yeah.
just completed it.
You want
That
to
was
know
a-
about
that was a
hard
good-
If you have
games.
anything
Yeah.
else to add, we don't care.
Before we get into the game of the episode, can you guys quickly take another peek at your adjective stories? Let's see if we got any more
God,
stuff.
well, this could be embarrassing. What if we don't have
Yeah,
any?
I
more?
If you
think we
don't,
did.
that's fine. We'll move
Let
on.
me check.
All right.
That is
This is
okay.
exciting.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, I did get some more.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
what we
I got
now?
one more.
All right.
Let me do my one more quick.
Okay,
and you
go
guys-
Okay, Jeff, what do you got?
I have just a little shout out from all the worlds of Stage
Oh,
07.
Lydia.
Lydia just says,
Lydia.
"I miss you guys." Oh,
Is that what it
Thanks,
says?
yeah.
That's not even an adjective.
I know.
Oh,
We
that's-
miss you too. I think
Aw.
we were bad friends last week. I think she was kind of in townish, and I think we just forgot to have lunch and
Last
message
week?
each other. And I know.
Oh no.
Last week?
Yeah, well, I was
I
doing
didn't know
something on
that.
the Saturday, and then it was. I
I remember a couple months
maybe-
ago she was here and we couldn't.
I know. I think
was
our,
an
our
8-hour
communication just fell through, but I miss you too, and hopefully
Oh, we
she's
miss
going to be
you.
at
We miss
Gen
you,
Con.
Lydia.
She's going to be presenting at Gen Con.
cool.
Oh,
So we are going
cool.
to be in the.
Definitely
I am going to
see
be in
you
the
at Gen
audience.
Con.
We need.
Oh
to,
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
go. We're gonna go to that and
Yeah,
support.
yeah.
We will support you.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
I don't know why I
awesome.
just can't stop pronouncing your name Lydia.
Lydia.
But We will support you, Lydia.
Remember we kept
From
singing
Missouri.
Missouri, and she was like, no.
She's like, no, sorry. It's fun. All right, Natalie, what else you got? What other adjectives
Flirty
describe us?
says unrestrained,
That's for sure.
Yeah.
You can't put me on a leash.
rumbustious,
Oh.
rumbustious.
Who's that from? Both
This is
Flirpy?
Flirpy?
Yeah,
This Steven?
and I don't even know these words. Calathumpian,
Let's look it up.
Calathumpian.
Let's look it up.
Sounds
Spell it for
kind
me.
of dirty.
Spell it for me.
CALLI THUMPIAN.
T-H-U-M-P-I-A-N. Oh, it's a word.
Ryan and Natalie might be
It's a word.
Calathumpian later.
Calathumpian refers to a band of discordant instruments or a noisy parade.
All right. Yeah. We are a noisy. I'll take
That
it.
might be the most accurate
Yeah.
description of
Listen
us.
here, you noisy parade. Shut the hell up.
Oh my
You
god! Wait,
Calathumpian.
what's the first one? What's the grumptuous or something?
Rumbustious.
Rum-
Rumbustious.
Busty. I got it. Rumbustious. Boisterous or unruly?
Yeah.
Unruly. Yeah.
I might like a noisy
done.
parade.
Well done,
Noisy
Plurpy, with the
Plurpy.
English language.
Oh, Plurpy. Thank you for making
You want a
that.
noisy parade of board game talk?
You come to us.
listen the
You come listen
It's our new
Yeah.
shirts idea. Shirt idea.
Oh my
We need to
gosh.
like get him on our marketing team or something.
That is so funny.
It's great.
And then Sam, Miss French Toast, said, welcoming, funny, relatable, anything but family friendly.
Yeah, also true.
Yep, also true.
We love all of you. That was so great. All right, guys, you ready for this one?
Yep.
What is it?
Chugga 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 chugga
Oh, choo choo.
You forgot.
I forgot.
Okay, there you go. I was running out of breath there. That's right. Here we go again with another association station. You all know how this works. At this point, I say Constantinople. You say
Istanbul.
I have 10 associations for you
One.
to associate and figure out what in the hell I am talking about. Most points wins. Are you ready? Get your dinger finger ready.
Oh my god.
Natalie is
What'd you call me?
Your flinger dinger?
Yeah, my flinger dinger. Natalie is the bell a few inches closer to you than it is Jeff. Okay, here we go.
Now we're ready.
All right, here we go. Number 1.
Oh gosh, is there 10?
There's 10. Yes,
keeping
there's 10.
score.
Jeff's going to keep score.
Yep.
Okay, I went through that quickly. If this happens to be
Yeah.
your first episode ever of
Listen
the
to another
Gamecasters- yeah, I'm not
Go back and listen to
I'm
another
not
one.
explaining this shit. We got a time limit here. No, I am going to try to get Jeff and Natalie, they're playing against each other, to guess what board game I'm talking about based on a loose association that I have just created. And it could be either a rhyme-alike. No, it's not. Has it ever been a rhyme-alike? Ever?
Like
It could be like a synonym or an opposite.
Schmerish Mystica.
Or like a phrase.
Jeremy.
Babe! Oh my god, you're gonna kill him.
Ryan's out.
I said rhyme-alike like it's ever fucking been a rhyme.
I know.
Schmallertau.
Usually
It's Hallertau. It's Hallertau. I got it. Sounds like Schmerish Mystica.
Is that Yiddish?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's either a synonym or sometimes I'll even tell a story. Remember I
Yep.
did ghost stories one
Like
time?
complete a phrase I made up that no one's ever heard of.
Shoulder bob hand move.
Yeah, shoulder bomb.
Like, first math, then
Bobbity
like,
bobbity bobbity.
Okay, I'm willing to admit that might have not been the best clue I've ever come up with, but hey, these are, I think of
Hey,
these as I'm writing
we're
it,
good.
so here's how it goes. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Number 1,
let's do it.
brain supervisor. Jeff.
Mind management.
Hey, correct.
I was like, I bet my management's one of them.
Stupid Jeff got it. I knew the question was more than asked.
I knew it. Well, move it closer to you then, I guess. Jeff's too.
Why don't you hold it and I'll just
Try to get it now.
yeah, I'll try to be like I'll have to throw my pen at it or something.
Hornburger. I'll just speed Hornburger. Welcome to here.
So great.
Number 2, Sleeping Bears, 4th edition. Sleeping Bears, 4th edition. Jeff.
Dune Imperium. Because the Sleeping Bear
Sleeping
Dunes.
Bear Dunes.
That's the thing.
Natalie. whenever she doesn't get it right.
So mad
I
at
feel
me.
like Jeff is always like, oh yeah, okay, I see that. You're
I
right.
know,
When Natalie does
I'm
it,
a
she's like,
sore loser.
oh, that's stupid.
Dumb question, Jeff. Stupid. Hold on.
Nah, I don't think it's stupid.
So
it's
Fourth
more like,
Imperium was
oh, how did I
Fourth
not
edition
get
was supposed to be
that?
Twilight Imperium.
Hey, listen.
Sleeping Beauty.
I don't think it's stupid. I don't think Jeff's stupid. Jeff is very smart. It's more like, how did I not get that?
Oh, okay. I always thought you were like, oh,
No,
that's
like,
dumb.
oh, come on,
dummies.
Natalie.
Okay.
It's more like that.
Okay.
I'm a nice person, you know. You make me sound like a meanie.
You are the nicest person and the prettiest. I love you so much. Number 3. Say baby I love you if you ain't running game.
Wait, say that again.
Say baby I love you if you ain't running game.
Oh man.
The wheels are turning in both their heads.
I
They
know.
know it, but they don't know it. I believe, I'm going to say, usually the person yelling at us is Sam. Miss French Toast is usually the one like
she's getting
screaming at
mad.
screaming at us. Yeah. Say baby I love you if you ain't running game. Jeff.
Destiny's.
Correct.
Because it's Destiny's Child saying that
Say
song.
My
Say
Name.
my name.
Say my name. Say my
Wait,
name.
what? What?
Stupid, dumb
I
one.
love you if you ain't running game. Say
Oh.
my name. Say my name. But no one
I wrote down the
around
name of
you.
the song.
I was like,
and-
I know it's a
Baby, I love
song.
you
All I
if
kept
you ain't
thinking
running
was,
game. My name. I'm a call.
Stop.
I'm a dick.
Here's what
I'll
I-
come right in your mouth.
babe, oh my god.
I remember that part of the song. That was in the remix.
All I kept thinking was like, say baby, I love you.
That's the song.
That's it. If you ain't
Oh.
running game, say my name.
Damn
say
it.
my name.
I guess I didn't realize that was
I just want a hand.
The
job.
children. Destiny's
I
Children.
just can't you touch it.
Destiny's Children.
That's what Jeff's gonna get.
3-0 so far. Okay.
Oh, man.
Number 4. My hand's in the air, right?
Yeah.
I solemnly swear to fulfill your large sexual appetite until the flesh becomes spongy and weak.
I honestly don't know if I heard any word that he just said. I don't know
heard
why I was
spongy.
like staring at his hand. I seriously like this was a moment where you like are listening to your teacher.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll say it again. I said, I solemnly swear to fulfill your large sexual appetite until the flesh becomes spongy and weak. That was my oath to Natalie.
Man. See, none of those words were familiar the second time because I didn't. The first time I don't know what I was doing.
Hey, you're back in it.
whoop whoop.
All of a sudden, it's 3-1. All right.
Yeah.
Number 5. Delicious Norse god.
Norse? What is Norse?
Like horse? Like a horse guy? Norse horse.
Can I Google Norse?
No, you can't Google anything.
Delicious Norse god.
Delicious Norse god.
You mean North?
No.
I keep mispronouncing North.
Yeah.
I'm having a stroke
Yeah.
on the show.
Delicious.
Delicious Norse god.
Yummy. Tasty humans.
Oh man.
Tasty human. Delicious Norse god is tasty humans.
Well, maybe I don't know what Norse means, so maybe a human is a Norse god. I don't.
Damn. We should just give her the point.
She, all right,
We should just give her the point.
What is it? I'm
You
googling
need-
it now.
All right,
I got
but
it
do
wrong.
not say it because Jeff still gets a chance.
Jeff know what it is?
If he knew it once, he would have
would've-
dinged the dinger.
I mean, does he
Oh
know
man,
what Norse
I might be
is?
scared.
Number 6. We'll move on. Antarctica. Oh, Natalie. I think that
Natalie
was
did get it. Natalie definitely got it.
Seventh continent?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Oh boy.
So if Jeff was,
I wasn't even
Jeff was
aggressive.
like you,
I wasn't
he'd
even
be like,
aggressive
You know,
there.
it's like 30% more on your side than my side.
Why? That was fair. I didn't like push his hand or slap him or anything.
I know. It was fair. It was fair. It was as fair as you think it could be. Number 7, Lieutenant Radar. Jeff.
Captain Sonar.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Did you know that, Natalie?
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are getting like. That was
I was
because you
close.
almost dinged it, didn't you?
I might use my.
Jeff
I
has
might use
to
I
my
was
pen.
trying not to be
Jeff has
like.
to fully extend his arm at this point.
I know. I'm gonna have to
No,
use my
he does
pen.
not. Plus, he's a boy. He has longer
Plus,
arms.
he's a boy.
Boy.
Boys have longer arms than
Yeah,
you.
yeah. We're like the same height, but I have longer arms.
No. How tall are you?
That
I don't
was
know.
so
We'll measure later.
I'm
We'll-
5'2". I know you're not.
We'll
5'2".
just. I know. Yeah, I'm a little.
You got
taller.
at least
All right. Well, then
6
moving on.
inch
Here.
longer
Well, you're a boy, so.
Yeah.
No, this is fair.
Oh my
it's right
God,
in the
Natalie's,
middle.
All right.
Natalie's gonna hit the bell with her wine glass at this point. Number 8, When the teacher asks a question you don't know the answer to and then calls on you to give it.
Ooh, she went for it.
Yeah.
Those of you
She
not
might do it.
in this basement.
When when the teacher asks a question you don't know the answer to and then calls on you to answer it.
Stay cool.
No.
That's a good guess.
That's good.
Yeah, have a point.
Falls on you.
Yeah, when the teacher asks a question you don't know the answer to and then calls on you
The
to
teacher's
give
like,
it.
"What's the square root of pi?"
Yeah, and then you're
"Ugh,"
like, oh my god, I don't know it.
And then you immediately go, "What shoes am I wearing?" You look straight down.
Yep, exactly right. Yeah.
And they
So-
Look over, and then they're
call
like,
on
Jeffrey.
you. And I'm like, "No.
Yep.
This is an embarrassing moment. This is a. You know it now.
No.
Oh,
This
I love his
just
thought
saw
process.
his face. And I
No
was like,
nards.
if I guess it wrong and then he guessed it wrong, can I guess it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he
You want
if
me
he
to guess it
guesses
wrong?
and
So
guesses
you
it
can
wrong,
dig it?
it will
You want me to be like
reset.
Zolkin, and then you just guess it?
Schmer Schmish the
Schmer, Schmer, is it Schmer, Schmer?
I don't know what
Schmear.
it is, but
Maybe it's space.
teacher calls on you and then you don't know the answer.
We can move on and then keep thinking
All
about
right,
it.
yeah. This is what number is that? 8.
That was number 8.
Teacher.
Here we go.
story.
Number 9. Semen symbol.
Oh, semen symbol.
Symbol is spelled C-Y-M-B-A-L. I don't think that helps you. It should.
Well, that is a
It should.
different
No, I know
symbol.
it should help you, but it's just funny. Semen symbol.
How did you spell symbol?
C-Y-M-B-A-L.
Oh, okay. And that's the.
Yeah.
That's that one.
Yeah.
Semen symbol. Mm-hmm. Cum noise. Cum clash.
Is semen S-E-A?
No, S-E-M-E-N.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not like I'm a seaman.
Yeah, like a seaman,
Yeah.
man at sea.
Semen.
There was a video game for the Dreamcast called Seaman, and it was literally a fish with a human head, and it would talk to you, and then it evolved into a frog.
Semen. What was it? Symbol.
Yeah, semen symbol. Okay, and then ready for the last one, or do you want another couple seconds on semen symbol?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you want more time.
Just want a
What
couple
in
more
board
seconds
game
on the
could be like
semen
a
symbol.
synonym of semen. Humdrum.
That's it.
Great.
That's it.
That's the point.
Humdrum. Yep. Oh boy.
New rule.
Someone's
you must
nickname
drink
was-
wine every
someone's
single
nickname was
episode.
probably that.
Cum drum.
Cum
Get
drum.
him, cum
Listen here,
drum.
cum- She's a
Yeah.
cum drum.
Oh, that
Can you
girl's
imagine
like
her?
cum drum.
That's like a-
Fill her
yeah.
drum full of cum.
Oh.
That's like another word for slut.
Yeah, fucking cum drum.
Freak.
It will be.
It is now.
my God.
Oh, that bitch is such a cum drum.
Oh my god.
That's so funny. Semen
what is
symbol.
it?
All right, number 10. Man, that peen is so huge. What do you call the potion you use to make it so big?
peen.
Peen? Why'd you say peen?
Peen is so huge.
Is peen like symbolic or is it penis?
It's penis.
Okay.
The peen.
Man, that peen is so huge. What do you call the potion
Why
that you
is
use to make it so big?
Peen's so funny.
Yeah, peen is good. I love the puzzle
Peen.
looks.
Peen.
Because you can
So
definitely
you take your peen.
Yep, it's
You
huge.
take a potion, and then it gets huge.
Yep. What's that potion you use?
Probably not like potion something. 'cause we wouldn't
Yeah,
say
'cause
potion.
I thought the
We'd be
same
like
thing.
potion explosion.
Right, right, right,
That would be
right.
like potion enlargement. It's a different game. It's probably not cum drum.
It might be. I just haven't told you yet. Yeah.
So you want to peen and
What
Alright, so-
potion would
Potion
you
to make
take to
your
have a
pee.
large penis? The enlargo ray. So some game that also means large, or
what's that
grow.
thing from Despicable Me?
Minions.
the enlargo ray.
No, the
The Shrinkomatic.
Oh, that's
Shrink ray. Shrink ray. I sit on the toilet.
So we have 3 left.
All right, so you have Delicious Norse God. That's
Yeah.
only for Jeff, unless he guesses it wrong. You have When the teacher asks a question you don't know the answer to and then calls on you to give it. You have Semen Symbol. And you have, man, that peen is so huge. What do you call the potion you use to make it so big?
I'm gonna write peen story.
Do
Is
you
peen
want
just
me-
That peen is so
P-E-N?
I wrote P-E-E-N. It's
Peen
penis. It's-
story.
I will tell you that peen,
Huge.
the word peen
Huge
has
peen.
nothing to do. That's not
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to trip you up.
That's not the-
It just
yeah.
means penis. It means penis. Okay.
Are you
Do you guys
keen on
want
the
me
peen?
to give these to you at the end of the episode?
Yeah,
I
I
want
will.
you to give us hints
No.
at the end of the episode.
Jeff wants to figure it out.
At the end of the episode.
Okay, before you get
Don't
it.
just like tell us.
Sure. Should it be a Patreon exclusive to hear the answers?
Patreon exclusive.
Yes, I think we might do that. Maybe
Give us $1 and we'll tell you about your peen.
Yep, we'll tell you your ping. There we go. All right, let's move forward. And if you guys know them at any point, just shout them out.
All right.
Shout them out loud.
I know I can't do this, but there's like a delicious Norse god.
Yep. Delicious Norse god. When the teacher asks a question you don't know the answer to and then calls on you to give it, although you can't get that one either. Didn't you guess that one? I think you guessed both of those. So I think only Jeff can get either of those.
Yeah.
Damn.
Semen symbol you can get. And man, that peen is so huge. What do you call the potion you use to make it so big?
Yeah, the huge peen.
In the meantime,
Yeah.
space. If
If you want to know about space, you got to know about the planets. If you want to know about the planets, you got to listen to me right now. Sun, Mercury, Uranus, water planet, Pluto. This one they didn't have a name for, so you can name it. You can call it. You can just call it the Gamecasters if you want. It's cool, whatever.
We are doing our top 5 games set in space. Natalie's favorite game, space, will probably appear on this list at some point.
It's space. Move on. Got it. Space. Space.
I was doing that. You just ruined
Was
it.
it space?
This time we are going to go Natalie, me, Jeff. So Natalie, whenever you are ready, I want you to give us your number 5 game set in space.
Well, I literally just wrote it. So
Space. You wrote space.
Space.
okay, my number 5. I don't care what you say. I'm making this count because it technically is a board game, but I prefer the app, and it's called Space Team.
That counts.
That's fine.
It's
Why
also
wouldn't
a
that
board
count?
game.
Yeah, that totally counts.
a
That is a
really
fantastic game.
Super fun, crazy, chaotic, real-time game. We played the board game. It was all right, but the app.
Well, the
do it.
card game. Yeah, for
If
sure.
you want an essential app, get it. It's so freaking fun.
It is really fun.
There's just a lot of
Fluff
yelling.
the pillows!
Yeah. Brew the tea!
Brew the tea! It's really, really, really fun. Great
You got to
game.
work together and basically make the spaceship not fall apart by yelling crazy things and fixing things, and yeah, it's so fun.
Love it. That's a great answer. Number 5 for me. I'm gonna pick this one here. This is a game that when Jeff and I were at Gen Con, I really wanted the first Gen Con Jeff and I went to. I wanted this game really badly. We went to the booth. The guy demoed it for us, and right after the demo, Jeff was like, "You did a great job. This demo was fantastic. I want that.
Yeah.
Because of your demo, I think I want to buy this game." And that is called Flip Ships.
Yep.
Do you remember that, Jeff?
Yes.
When that happened? So
one.
Flip Ships, if you don't know, is basically Flip Cup meets Space Invaders. All right, it's a dexterity game. You're just flipping your little ship tokens to try to kill ships that are cascadingly, coming down onto you to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's a great cooperative game that has opportunity for amazing, delicious moments. Mm-hmm. So I've played this a bunch of times where it's come down to the last flick or two to get it into that mothership at the end to blow it up and win the day. And you only
it's
have
fun.
2 health left. It's a great game. That's my number 5, Flip Ships.
My number 5, I'm going to go with Circadian's First Light.
Nice.
That game is thinky.
Yep.
It's tough.
Yep.
The artwork is cool.
Very cool.
I would say I haven't played all of the Shem Phillips sort of set, but this is kind of outside of that.
It is.
Of the West Kingdom,
Yeah, it
all
is.
of those games. It's outside of that, but same design team, artwork, you can tell that it's done by the same people, but I like this game
Wait,
better
does
than...
D'Amico do the artwork for that too?
Maybe not. I might be lying.
I'm not sure if he does.
But it's Shem Phillips for sure,
there,
right?
But I just don't want to reach it. It's definitely, yeah.
But I like this game better than that set. It's... Again, the rule set is kind of simple on the surface, but man, when you start getting into that game,
It's
it
tough.
is toit.
Yeah,
tough.
it's very tough.
But it's a great game if you like
It's very
dice
fun.
placement games.
It's also a
great
good example, and I don't know if we've done this list. Maybe we just did it 2 episodes ago and I'm stupid. It's a
have no
big
idea.
game in a small box.
Yes, big
Like,
game.
there's a lot of game packed
That's a
into
good one.
that
Maybe that'll
little
be our
box.
It
next
is a
one.
little-
Write that
That's a
down.
pretty
That's
good...
something
Natalie,
Jeff
write
kept
that in your
saying.
nook.
Yeah, write that in your nook.
Yeah, when I got
Big
that
games in little
game,
boxes.
because Chris Wilson sent that to
Games in
me
a
for
little
our
box.
exchange, and I played it and really liked it, and I was just shocked at how small that box was.
I know,
I don't
you
know what
kept
was in my
saying
brain.
that.
I thought it was going to be like a
Yeah,
normal
does he huge
Ticket to
game?
Ride,
Nope.
Coimbra-sized box.
Teeny
but no,
tiny
it was
little
a
box.
Small box.
Tons of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Great game.
Yep.
Natalie, what about you? What's number 4?
Hold
was a
on, I'm
weird
still
way to say
writing
that.
down this Nook idea.
Well, it doesn't have to be a nook. It could be a top 5, but
Yeah,
someone needs to write
do
down.
the top 5.
Okay, my number 4 is Alien Frontiers.
Ooh, I've heard of that one.
That is a very fun worker placement space game.
Yep.
Space.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah,
all I gotta
dice
say.
worker placement.
Move on.
Dice worker placement.
One of my
game.
favorite games
It's just fun. It's just
of
a
all
good
time.
time.
That's a fantastic.
If you like worker
game.
placement, which everybody does, you'll like this.
Everybody does. Everybody does. Number 4 for me is a game that I've had in my collection off and on for almost the entirety of my board gaming journey. Not quite, but almost. And it's a game by Vlada Chvátil called Galaxy Trucker. And I've played this game a ton of times. It's just a lot of fun. It's like you can't take it too seriously.
You can't because
If you do, you'll have a bad time.
your whole
was
ship will
really
blow
fun.
up,
Yeah.
and then you'll just drive yourself.
It is
fucking
not
insane.
good.
I remember the first time I played it, I was like, "This fucking
Yeah, like
sucks." I got
this
so
sucks.
mad, and then it was like, "Stop caring," and I'm like, "This is so
This
fun."
is fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just watch your ship just fall apart.
Yeah,
and
and
everybody
then
else
laugh.
is, and you're like, "Man, I hope the asteroid just destroys you." And you got, you got one little thing
little
flying through
tile.
the, yeah.
It's funny when you have this enormous ship and you notice, oh my god, if an asteroid hits this one tile, I lose 80% of this
Yeah.
whole thing.
And then it happens,
and then it
you're
happens,
like,
and you're screwed,
"No."
and you just laugh
Yeah,
because
that's a great one.
it's funny. That's my number 4, Galaxy Trucker. Jeff, what about you? What's your number 4?
My number 4 is a game called the Artemis Project, which I really like. It's another dice placement
Yep.
game. There's a lot of interaction in that game. I don't want to call it like too much take that, but there's some trickiness that you can kind of play, or you can push people out. You can make people not get resources. So there's a lot of interaction in that game. That one is set on one of the moons of Jupiter.
Is that it? Is it Io?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
Or
there's a moon of Jupiter that I always learned in like college
That's,
that
like,
we could
massive.
colonize.
Okay.
Like it has the potential, one of the best potentials for like people to live on.
let's go there.
I think it's Io. which
Probably
I think
take
is
us
moon
like
of
a
Jupiter.
lifetime to get there. Or something.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Artemis Project is a good one. That's
Very cool.
Is that Grand Gamers Guild? Is that
Is it
theirs?
really?
I believe
Is that
so.
who
I
does
think it
that?
might be there.
Oh.
And they have like a.
Who
I
did
don't
Rec
want.
Raiders? Isn't it the same people? Or
The
no?
Rec Raiders is Kids Table.
Oh, okay.
I
never
want to
mind.
think they're different, but whatever.
Yeah, never mind,
So
never mind.
the Artemis Project is one of my top
Very cool.
spacey games.
Nice. Artemis
Other than
Project.
space.
Natalie, what about you? What is your number 3?
My number 3 is one that Jeff already said called Circadian's First Light.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good game.
I was gonna change it, but you know what? I really like that game, so I'm not.
Keep it on there.
It's a fun
There is
game.
there should be no shame in your game about that. I will say this: I am not putting Star Wars Destiny on this list.
You're not.
No, no, I'm
right.
not. Just know it's number
Jeff just
Yeah, it's number one.
1. Yeah.
out of shock.
Number 3 for me is a fantastic game that I like a lot. Called Pulsar 2849.
Ooh, good choice.
Man, this game is cool.
It's a great game.
It's a great game. Yeah, Natalie and I at one point played it like 6 times in a row or something crazy. We played it like a bunch of times in a row, and it, like a couple times, like I was so fucking pissed
Yep.
off afterward. And then like, the very next play, I had a good play, and Natalie was so fucking
Yeah.
pissed off. And it's like you just kind of like, okay, this game is awesome. It's a really good game. So Pulsar 2849 is my number 3. Jeff, what about you?
My number 3, I'm gonna go with Terraforming Mars.
Good
Terraforming
one.
Mark.
Very good
Terraforming
one.
Mark. It's just it's great.
Yeah,
And I know
it's
you
a
guys
very
just got
popular
the
game.
super big
Yeah,
box.
I got the super big box.
with
I
all the
still have to put it all together. I have it
stuff.
right there, and then there's
That's
the game.
on my
Want to play
Want to
again?
play agains?
Yeah, you got to play it again.
Number 2 on my
Yep.
want to play
It's-
again.
it's
because
great.
We only played it once, and I really liked it.
Want to play again?
It's probably, I would say, if I'm thinking like of my favorite in space, that's probably because that's one of my favorite games ever. That would probably be my favorite. But there's other games I
It's
want.
funny too because I remember it taking you a while, like you hadn't played it,
Right. Yes.
and Underwater Cities was like way up there in the ranks, and I was like, I know for a fact because he likes Underwater. I'm like, I can't wait for him to play this because that's a surefire hit, and it's like a
Yeah,
right
it's
up there.
great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so Natalie, we're on to number 2 then.
My number 2 is a game called On Mars.
I heard of that one.
That we've talked about a million times, but the Vital Lacerda game that's so hard but so satisfying and so good.
It is so good.
It
it's so
is.
good.
It is so good.
It is. I don't even know what to say about it. It is very good.
Well, I can't do it anymore. I was gonna substitute Alien Frontiers for On Mars, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to. Okay, so I'm just calling On Mars my
Yeah, I
number
was
2.
saying, you
Alien
loved On
Frontiers
Mars.
is in my number 2 spot. On Mars, On Mars,
It's
Jeff.
a fantastic game.
Damn. So
It will get played soon. It has
I've
now been
played-
punched and it has been put away.
Very
and
cool.
It's in the stages. Of it. And Devin
I
is
am
also
very
seems
excited
interested.
for you to try it. I'm not sure it's going to hit for you like it hits for me, but I am fairly certain you're going to love
It's an
it.
amazing
All of the
game.
Vitel Lacerda games I've played, which is all of them except Escape Plan and Kanban. I played all the other ones, I believe.
Yeah.
Every single time I play one, I'm like, that's my favorite. And then I play another one, I'm like, that's my favorite. Until I played on
Yeah.
Mars.
I was going to say, I
On
don't
Mars
feel,
is the best
I don't
of
feel the
them.
same.
Personally.
Like
CO2, I love.
I love
Gallerist,
CO2.
I love.
But like Gallerist and
Lisboa.
Lisboa? Oh my God.
I
love
liked
Lisboa.
them, but On Mars was just like
It's
above
head and
and
shoulders.
beyond.
It's like head and
Yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
I'm
I
excited
think-
to play it.
I mean, ugh. Okay, that is my number 2. Jeff, what about you?
Number 2, I'm gonna say I don't think I had Pulsar on my list.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yep, bump it.
I'm gonna go with The Crew.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
glad
that's
it's
a
getting.
really
I'm
good
glad it's getting
game.
mentioned.
And The Crew is just, it's a great game. You don't see many trick-taking games that are cooperative. It's got a cool shut your mouth mechanic. And you just gotta shut up. And
The
you gotta play these
Crew.
things.
I
It's a
would
cool
say the
game.
Crew has potential to be a Gamecasters essential.
Yeah.
it has essential.
I
Potential.
know. I think it's Nate over at Sons of Thunder who we talked about last episode. I think he hates that game like with a passion.
Really,
But I really don't. I don't know if he's like just playing with the wrong people. Like the people he plays with suck.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a bummer.
But
that could happen for sure.
The Crew,
Yeah. That could make a huge difference.
a great game.
Very good.
Played it a shit ton
Oh,
last
yeah.
year when it came out.
Oh, my gosh. Over and over and
and
over
I
and
would
over and over and over
just
and over.
want to keep playing it.
Yeah, me
'cause
too.
It's great.
I love it. I play it again right now. All right, Natalie, we've come to number 1. Choking on her wine. Sweet berry wine.
Blueberry wine.
I'm looking through my list,
Let's
and
cut
I'm
this
sorry, I just can't not say Pulsar 2849.
I don't care. Say it.
That is one of my favorite games ever,
Wow.
and yeah, nothing else even compares.
Is that a
to
top 5 game for you? You got to do a Meeple
I know you
Pub
should like
thing.
redo
I
your
should.
pub rankings.
I think it's definitely
Pub
in my
Meeple.
top 10. I don't remember if it's in my top 5, but that's such a good game.
It is.
Every time I played it, it's just
You just think about it and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Humdrum.
Number 1
It's
for
in our
me.
top 10, our
You can
combined top 10.
probably guess, you guys. I would.
Star Wars Destiny.
No, say
not
not
putting that
Cosmic.
on.
Cosmic Encounter.
Cosmic
Encounter.
Encounter.
Yeah, that was mine.
Cosmic Encounter is my number 1.
Number 1.
Again, that game, I remember almost every single play of that game. That game
It's so
has
fun.
its memory making in a box. You know, like you just, man, is it cool. it can suffer. It's volatile, right? It can suffer because it's wildly imbalanced, right? Which is kind of the point. You know,
the fun of
you
it.
can't. I have like 150 different alien races. You can't balance them all together.
No.
Yeah.
At this point, so it can be wildly imbalanced. But again, that's another one, almost like Galaxy Trucker. You just kind of go along for the ride. You're just like laughing, and like one time we talk about all the time. Jeff had this gigantic stack of cards.
It's great.
He just kept taking cards and cards and cards. It was so funny. He had like half the entire deck
Yeah, it was
just to
amazing.
him, and so he could do whatever he wants. And it's just hilarious. You know,
Yeah.
we're all just cracking up. But it has even caused moments. There's one specific moment I can remember in a Nerd Fest where me and Dave were like going after each other, like, why would you do this? You were on my side. And he's like, well, why would you attack me? And I'm like, why would you attack? Like, we were like yelling at each other. I mean, once the game's over, that poof's
Yeah.
gone. But,
Yeah.
you know, it elicits these like visceral emotional responses at times. It can. And that's my number 1. It was my favorite game, my number 1 overall favorite game for many, many years.
Yeah.
And that's Cosmic Encounter. All right, Jeff, we've come to you, man.
All right,
What
this
is
is
it?
not my favorite space game, but it's definitely a game that belongs on a list of top space games, and it's Gaia Project.
I was surprised Ryan didn't put that on his
It's my number
list.
10.
Gaia Project is very, very, very good.
It's awesome. It's Terra
and I've
Mystica in
played it
space.
for the first
Yeah.
time recently and was like, this game
You
is
played
great.
it?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that. Did I know that?
Bill has it, and we played it.
Okay, maybe I did know that.
It's great. And
It's
I know
like, it's like Terra Mystica up a level.
yes, there's like another, I don't want to say like, I'm simplifying it. There's another board that kind of makes, it's Terra Mystica would be Gaia Project light.
Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
still like, it's not like it's an easy game.
No.
They're both,
Yeah, Terra
Gaia
Mystica is still
Project
pretty
just
heavy.
heavier than Terra Mystica.
Yeah, it's
And
adds
it's-
that one level of complexity notched up, and I
Yeah.
can understand. I do love it. I think it's amazing. However, I ended up getting rid of it because it's. It's kind of the scythe principle almost with me. It's like I would rather play Terra Mystica complexity wise.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had them both in my collection for the longest time because I was like, I don't want to get rid of them both.
Yeah.
But I played it with Natalie. It did not hit at all with her, and
Yeah.
that was
Okay.
like the kill shot.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
okay.
tough.
Well,
Right.
she's not going to play with
it
me.
brings
I'm not
out-
You
gonna
would
play.
even if it's that similar, you'd
Yeah, if it's that similar, we can play
And it has
tournaments.
like I think the theme pulls some different people. Like the space theme is cool. Like as I look
Yeah.
at this list, and if we talk about honorable mentions really quick, I look at some of these lists, and some of these games are like incredible.
Yeah.
and I'm like, is space my favorite?
Your
theme?
favorite theme?
Is
Interesting.
space my favorite game?
There's a lot of good games. with
Space
space themes.
is the game Space my favorite game.
We should play that after the episode. Let's
Space.
play
Yeah.
Space.
Do we want to do quick honorable mentions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I have Chaosmos.
Yes, me too.
All the rest of mine were said.
Okay, Nangi, what do you got?
Let's see. I have Eminent Domain,
I thought you'd put that on there.
Starlink,
Oh, well, I forgot about that.
Planet Unknown,
Yeah, that's cute.
and Star Wars Destiny.
Planet Unknown. That's another one that is like way slow on backing. I have. I also had Space Team on my list. I had Battlestar Galactica, which is a great game.
Yep.
Roll for the Galaxy or Race for
Yeah,
the Galaxy.
that's
Either
good-
one of
good
those
point.
are good.
Forgot about those.
Beyond the Sun is a new one that's been a hit.
Cool.
Space Park is
Right.
one that I like, and Cosmic Colonies came to my mind.
Yeah.
as
Oh,
we-
yeah.
Yeah.
one of those
Oh, wait.
polyomino.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Polyomino one. Yeah.
So check out your
I
space
can't-
games. Space.
Planet Unknown, is that ever going to... Are we going to get that ever?
I have no
we just
idea.
played that on the.
like so
We
sick
played
of
it on TTS.
I'm like
TTS,
my
yeah.
my drive to want to play it is now close to zero.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of mad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So, that's... Oh, did you have honorable mentions? Did I cut you off? No. Okay, you looked like you were in the middle of
Space,
a
space,
sentence. So that's going to do it for us tonight, everybody. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on Instagram at Gamecasters or at Mad Board Gamer. Both of those accounts service the podcast. We also have a Facebook group. Just search Gamecasters. You'll find us there. You can also email us at thegamecasterspodcast@gmail.com. We have a Baron Board Game Geek Guild. Natalie has not joined yet. Wait, did you join the guild?
No.
Oh, you like raised your hand
No,
as
I
talking
know.
about
we
the
didn't
guild.
It was the
talk
moment.
about the answers.
Did you get them? Because it's going up on Patreon. Oh. Did you get the answers?
No.
Do you want to try to get the answers?
I don't know.
Well, thanks for interrupting. We are Guild 3678 over on Board Game Geek. If you like the show, we'd love it if you consider giving us a rating on Apple Podcast, like the show, or anywhere else you listen that allows you to rate us. We've also got a Patreon now. If you want to support the show, feel free to head on over to patreon.com/The Gamecasters. You can see the answers to this episode's missed association stations if you really want that. There is also a merch store where you can find all sorts of different Gamecasters, Mad Board Gamer, Gateway gear. So head on over to thegatewaynetwork.com/merch. So for Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, I am Ryan, and you have been listening to the longest episode of the Gamecasters in history. Good night, everybody.
Who even cares? Just having some more wine.
You're just fucking
This is why. This is why me to spit. I'm not spitting this out. It tastes like fruit. It tastes like fruit.
Sweet berry wine.
Sweet berry wine.
All right, whenever you're ready, Jeff.
Well, howdy ho there, gamers, and welcome to episode 68. Why y'all smell so nice and flowery?